presumably after 0, that means we're live.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the. I was expecting it to stop at 1, and then there was a 0.
Well,
and
what you do is you go 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then they just kind of hand it over to you. And usually,
that's perfect.
I never promised a countdown, but I did also not promise it would be a good one.
Fair. I'm used to James, who counts us down and then counts us back up and then counts us down again. So you never know when it's going to start.
I'll keep that in mind for next time. That's a good.
Welcome, everyone, to the Schmelda Realms collaboration one-shot of Infinity. This is our first time ever doing this, and I can tell you from personal experience, we are very, very excited. My name is Jason. I'm going to be the DM for the day, or GM, depending on your persuasion. And we're going to be doing a one-shot loosely based in the Zelda realm, but of course we call it Schmelda for copyright purposes.
Something we're very worried about here on the Zelda channel. Yeah,
we are.
What's Zelda? I only know about Schmelda. I never heard of Zelda game.
Let me introduce you all.
Yeah. With that, actually, I'll throw it over to Elias, please.
We're super happy to have these fine cast of characters playing other characters, joining us for this collaboration. Just to get announcements that I can remember. Usually I have other people who are vaguely familiar with things going on at Zelda Universe to help me out here. But since it's just me, I'm going to do my best. A new Zelda game came out. It's very wildly popular.
Haven't heard of it.
It's called
haven't heard.
It's called Tears of the Kingdom. That's the subtitle. We have been putting out a lot of content in various forms, guides on our website. If you are looking for help on something, zeldamaps.com, which is very spoilery, but will definitely help you locate that one thing you can't find. And we have some YouTube and short form content, which is also YouTube sometimes, and TikTok, whatever. I'm not hip with the youths. All of the things that are going up to help cover that game, in addition to our normal sort of weekly and daily columns and features that go up on the website. So a lot's happening. Here on Twitch, we have this collaboration, which is going to go so well, you don't even know. There's a hand here. There's definitely not two people in one place. Removed it from your mind. And then we have a two-shot after this, and then our campaign 2 starts on June 17th. Creatively titled Tears of the Realms. And we're getting pumped for that. I would imagine you all should keep your eye out on social media Monday for a little sneak peek to that. So I think that's all I have to say.
All right.
Do you guys have anything that you guys want to talk about to
fair.
promote your side of stuff?
I can speak for everyone saying I think we're still playing a campaign.
Okay, nice.
Our DM just had a bebe, so they are a little busy with the bebe.
No excuses.
And we usually play though on
anymore.
on Mondays at 7 p.m. PST. So come join us on whenever you can.
Or if you can't wait for us to start up again, you can watch
Just can't wait.
our campaign on YouTube at what, Bobby?
I know the channel. I would assume it's minus one shot, but let's see what it's called exactly.
And also, is it still in podcast form somewhere? Or is it just on?
Yes, it is also on podcast form, wherever you can find podcasts. Check it out.
Yeah.
For some reason, the YouTube channel is at -1cha 2649.
Yes.
That's good. That's good.
I'm assuming that James tried to find or tried to get -1 shot and it was already taken, I guess. I don't know if it's possible.
The first 2,648 -1 shots were taken, so we had to go the next one up.
And we're also on TikTok and Instagram and Twitter. You can follow us on all the places. Our TikToks are pretty hilarious. Bobby edits them, and they're great.
Yeah, we're pretty funny. Not gonna, I'm a little biased, but we're pretty funny.
They're a big deal.
Funny.
Yeah, you guys are
I don't know
setting
about
some real
that, but we're
expectations.
I know.
being funny.
It's the best TikTok
we're-
channel you've ever seen. Do they call it channel? I don't know.
I have no idea.
Yes.
Account? Sure, I don't know.
Yeah.
The best TikTok landing page you've ever seen.
Mhm.
We're kind of a big deal.
Let's hop into it, shall we?
Let's go.
So we'll set the scene. Our adventurers had just completed a harrowing and epic journey through a dungeon filled with a peculiar amount of tiny doors when they happened upon a treasure chamber just filled with riches and splendors and treasure chests. And
Oh my.
exactly. But just then, as they were witnessing this glory, it began to rise out of the muck in the center of this room, and they realized that a giant crab that was named Old Iron Shell had all of these treasure chests and items affixed to its shell, sort of like barnacles on a ship. The adventurers fought tooth and nail in this damp, dark cavern against Old Iron Shell. And during the battle, the giant crab sort of swiped at them, taking out a very vital support pillar, causing an avalanche, a cave-in of the ceiling in one area. But thankfully, the adventurers, through stabbing out the eyes, were able to prevail, killing the beast in its tracks. And they finally were able to gain access to this myriad of riches stored on its back. Before all of you are ransom and ruples, valuable artwork, weapons, and other ornaments. What you see before you includes a 3-foot by 4-foot masterpiece painting thought to be lost. It's painted a long time ago by an artist who went by the name of Dunkaroo. It had a signature in the corner to tell you that. The painting is a landscape with a tomb on it and a beautiful sunset behind. It's worth roughly 2,500 ruples. You don't need to make notes on all of these, but they are here for a reason. You also see a painted solid gold sarcophagus shaped roughly like a Korok with a C. It's just as creepy as it sounds, and it must weigh about 100 pounds. It's worth roughly 7,500 ruples, so very expensive. You find a 6-foot wide by 6-foot deep tapestry rolled up, which has a motif of 3 intersecting triangles forming sort of a negative space triangle in the center, worth roughly 250 ruples. You also find a carved harp made of exotic woods with ivory inlay depicting gusts of wind. It looks extremely old, and it's worth roughly 750 ruples. You also find about 432 ruples that you all distribute amongst yourselves. But most importantly, and last but not least, you find a broken Orgon sword, roughly 12 inches in length, not very suitable for an Orgon, a large Orgon such as Aruna, but maybe could be used as a knife, or someone could figure out something to do with it. The carapace of this crab lies in the center of this room. Its oozing wounds begin to make the room stink of dead, briny fish. And your group begins to contemplate the fact that your only exit has been unfortunately buried under thousands of tons of debris, and you couldn't even get out with all of this treasure if you tried. But that's when Steve, the Korok with a C, spots something in the corner. It looks like a small collection of dolls, maybe, next to a rustic-looking dollhouse. And each of the dolls seems to be wearing a brightly colored set of clothes with a very notable, smallish green hat on top of their heads. Steve recognizes these clothes and these dolls immediately as those belonging to the Poquito people, a supposedly mythological group of tiny humanoids who were fabled to live in the trunks of trees. And I think that's where we'll turn it over to all of you. You're in a very dark cavern. Again, briny, fishy death sitting there. Small, rustic cottage in the corner with these dolls laid about right in front of it. What are you doing?
Point of clarification, Steve and I are just there. We're all just part of the group that did all the backstory you just said.
Correct.
Okay.
You all, a bit of more backstory. You were all maybe not the A team of adventurers, maybe not the B team of adventurers, but perhaps the C team of adventurers. And you just made your way through what was a long and dark dungeon cavern filled with traps and perils. And were able to vanquish the beast at the very end of it, unfortunately trapping you in the process. You do appear to be stuck.
It's getting stinky in here.
Oh,
I can't
actually,
smell.
very briefly, before we go too much further, the one who's just said it's very stinky in here, name and a brief description of yourself, please.
My name's Annabelle, and well, look at me. So I'm pretty skinny, like arms and legs and stuff, but I have a kind of a pot belly. I'm brunette, just like real kind of plain Jane, but I'm carrying an umbrella, and probably about it. I'm in my 50s, normal looking human, nothing like, or whatever I'm called. Kind of
A Hapshirean.
Yeah,
You're from the Hapshire, which is sort of like Hylia, but sort of not.
Yep, that's me.
Yeah.
That's me. I'm Annabelle.
Day, brief description of your name and your character, please.
Sure. My character's name is Steve. They've lost track of how old they are. And they're kind of a squat, short Korok of a greenish color with a funky leaf-shaped mask, and two crooked little guys at the top, branch ears, with a little squinty face, and kind of has like a little leaf sprout on top that can propel around so I can float.
Oh, that's awesome.
and glide, and a little pouch on my side full of my infinite supply of tiny rocks.
Fantastic. Elias, please, brief description of who you are.
My name is Iruna. I am an Orgon, right? That's the thing.
That's right.
Yep. Looking very tall, stocky built. A lot of upper arm strength. Very much skipped leg day my whole life. And I do have a what do you call it? A battle hammer type device, but it seems to be, instead of me holding a handle, just affixed around my left fist, almost like an extension to my arm. And he's also very scantily clad. Not to where it's immodest, but it definitely does not leave much to the imagination for said upper body muscular display. Kind of a mix between a sash and a toga there. And I also have a singular large bag on my hip that seems to be full of something.
Full of something. Perfect.
I forgot one thing. Steve is also wearing tiny little hot pink Crocs.
Ah, yes. Very important. Hot pink Crocs. And last but not least, Bobby, please give us a brief description of who you are.
You got it. So yeah, in the corner of this little like cavernous environment, you see this like large kind of Aquaman status body type person, like 6-pack abs, super buff looking, has these little tiny like shorts that are kind of made of seaweed on, and he has his head currently dunked in like this little puddle of water and is like just sucking and like sucks all the water in his mouth, and then his mouth gets really big, and then he and you just see a fish head. It's like literally like a big strong man body with just like literally a fish head, and he just puts all the water into a bucket, and then looks around at all of you and looks kind of just like waiting for you to give him the next thing to do.
That water's very fishy, by the way. It's
that's even better.
It's got like crab juices in it. It's sort of gross. It's a little gross.
Oh, that sounds amazing. I love that. Yes.
Maybe you like it. I'm not sure.
I love it.
Cannibal.
The small rustic house lies in the corner of this room, and your smallish green men lie around it. Again, what are you guys doing?
I'm gonna run over to them. I'm gonna go, ah! and run over to them.
As you get closer, you were of course not very large. This house is, but even that being said, this small rustic house that you see and these small creatures seem to be much, much smaller than you. I mean, maybe the size of your hand, perhaps 1/10 the size that you generally are, all of you. So there's no way you could fit into this small house or get inside, really. But you do notice as you get a little bit closer, these dolls lying about don't actually appear to be dolls, unfortunately. They seem like they're maybe the remains of some Poquito people. You notice as you get a little closer, they've been a little torn up, a little slashed, a little damaged by something that appears to have tried to maul them. It's uncertain exactly what has gone on at this point in time, but their clothes, largely, especially the hats, do remain intact.
Steve just starts crying. So small.
What's wrong with the small dolls, Steve?
They're not dolls. They're dead.
There, little lady. Can we see what happened? Is there any danger?
Yeah, roll an investigation check for me.
Whoa, first roll. A 6.
A 6.
Good
1.
first roll.
7.
A 7. Perfect. You wander over as well to where Steve is, and do you pick up one of the Poquitos?
Not when you ask like that.
Okay. I was just wondering. And you sort of crouch down and to get a better look, and you do see that again. Their clothes have been torn up. It looks like something ripped them apart. Something sharp.
So we see that they're small. Are the claws small as well, or could it have been the crab that just died?
The crab that just died again was like half the size of the room you were in. It's massive, absolutely massive. It appears that whatever caused the damage here was considerably smaller than that. Crab would have maybe glanced over them. Honestly, it was too large. If they had stepped on one of these creatures or slashed one of the creatures, they would have just completely been destroyed. They would be a puddle of goo.
As Annabelle approaches the dolls, much like Steve did, Irina is fully anticipating Annabelle to randomly start crying as well.
So my character Sandman will walk over and take a knee in front of the fallen and next to Steve and say, "We shall seek vengeance for your fallen friends."
Oh, did you know them?
I did not, but it appears that Steve did, and we shall get vengeance for them. I swear.
Right.
I kind of slam my trident down on the ground.
I was asking Steve. Yeah. Okay.
Oh, right. I'm sorry. Steve.
Yeah.
Was that a yes? I couldn't hear through the crying.
Oh, I thought you were about to ask me something.
I was going to ask if you knew them, and then I did ask, but then Sandman thought I was talking to him, and it was a whole mess of confusion.
I apologize for the confusion.
No, I didn't know them. They're just so small, and it's so sad.
There.
Steve on the back.
Sam, as you are vowing to seek vengeance, you notice that one of the hats on one of these little Poquito people, it's like shimmering at you. It's almost glowing. And I don't know if everyone else can see it, but you certainly are attuned to what it is that's going on with these little guys.
I dramatically point my trident at the glowing cap, and I'm just like, "That hat is glowing."
Where?
What?
This one?
I dramatically point my trident again, even more dramatically. That one.
And Annabelle,
this one.
as you pick it up, it almost beckons you to put it on.
It wants me to put it on.
Do it!
Is it talking to you?
It is your destiny. Put it on.
Do it, do it, do it, do it, do it.
How do I like? Is it talking or is just like a pull? Like...
It's more. It's not verbally speaking to you. It's sort of reacting to your mind. It's sort of.
I'm gonna put it on my finger.
Okay. And that's enough. Annabelle, a normally 5 to 6 foot tall Hapshirian suddenly shrinks down to between 5 to 6 inches tall. This little cap still stuck to their finger, but now instead of very, very small, it's large. It's head sized.
Ow! You're so tiny! Come here! Let me hold you!
Oh, that's interesting. Interesting development.
Whoa, I'm getting sick.
I can fit you in my pocket!
Please don't.
But I won't.
Did all of her, I'm assuming all of her stuff that she was carrying, her equipment, everything shrunk with her?
Everything that she was carrying shrunk down with her. Everything that was on her body at the time.
I put her on my head.
I was just about to take off. I'm gonna take off.
Yeah, and you do, and you suddenly, as if by magic, re-enlarge and crush Steve the Korok very briefly. You fall down in a sort of a comedic mess onto the floor.
Sorry. No,
Oh!
And then you immediately shrink back down to the size that you were just a moment ago.
Oh, wow. That's a useful hat.
Maybe if we're that small, we could crawl through the rubble or something.
Yeah. And if it shrinks all the other stuff, maybe we can just take all the golds and stuff we can find, and then it'll shrink with us, and then we can leave with the gold.
Oh, you're smart.
I know.
I know.
I know you know.
I know you know I know.
I'm going to get some gold now.
So wandering back over to the pile, the hoard, there was a whole lot of stuff. Again, large sarcophagus, a masterpiece painting, a huge tapestry, a harp, and a broken sword. All of these items, with the exception of the sword, seem like they would take maybe a couple hands to carry, maybe 2 hands to carry, in any sort of normal circumstance. So though you might be able to shrink them down, you might have to hold on to them, because if you weren't holding on to them, they might be prone to re-enlarging.
Good
I
point, voice in my head.
Yeah.
I would like to wander over to the. You said it was a Korok sarcophagus.
Yes.
Korok Dracula is about to rise.
As any sort of like leader of our people or legendary Korok.
Korok King Tut.
Roll a history check. Roll a history check for me with advantage.
With advantage.
Wow. 9.
9. Obviously, because it's a solid gold sarcophagus shaped like a Korok, it was someone very, very important. But your knowledge on the history of the Korok people is somewhat limited. The schooling that you got when you were a tiny Korok was inadequate. So you don't really know who it is. You can't tell from the markings, but you can tell this is a very, very valuable relic. And if you were able to get it out of there, it would probably be helpful.
I tried.
Belongs in a museum. Let's be honest.
I want to try and open it.
You want to try and open it? Okay. Roll a strength check for me. I think you have disadvantage on that.
Yeah, and a very low strength. If I have a 9 in strength, how many minuses to strength is that?
Don't worry about that. Just roll 2 dice and tell me the lower one.
Okay. 3.
3. You try to open this Korok sarcophagus, and what you realize as you do that is maybe it was cast out of a single piece of metal or gold, rather. It might not actually be openable.
Aruna!
What?
Could you
What?
help me? You have really big arms.
Help with what?
This. Will it open? Does it open?
I look for some crease or something to indicate if it can open.
Yeah. Roll me a perception check
That's
with disadvantage.
wisdom, right?
Yeah.
I rolled 2 13s.
Let's go with that. You don't see a crease. In fact, though you don't have a huge knowledge of metalworking, you begin to think that maybe this was cast as one solid piece of item. Perhaps there's nothing inside it at all. Maybe it's just shaped like a Korok.
Steve, I don't think that this is something you can open because there's no like crease or door or hinge or anything for me to open.
Oh.
How did you try to open it?
Like this.
That's very embarrassing.
Oh.
Oh.
We can take it if you want, though. It looks pretty valuable.
It also looks really heavy.
Yeah, not
Maybe
really. Pick up most of it by myself.
Yeah. Yeah, and you have no problem lifting it up. You can sort of one-hand it. You almost might be able to tuck it under an arm, actually. You're so large.
Oh. If Steve could have heart eyes, Steve has heart eyes right now.
How many hats are there?
There are 4 hats,
Oh,
conveniently.
convenient.
I'll just start piling gold into my rock pouch.
Yeah.
Well,
you spend
actually,
a
the
little
gold's
time doing
probably
that.
way bigger than my pouch because my pouch is probably really tight. Is there anything small enough for me to put in my pouch?
Yeah, you definitely collected all of the
Gems,
ruples which were
maybe.
lying around. Really, the main question was, are you taking any of the larger pieces of valuable art out of here, and how?
I'm too tiny. Unless there's is there like a tiny piece of art?
There is not, but perhaps if you were holding one of the pieces of art and you put one of the hats on, it might.
Then it wouldn't shrink in proportion to me, so then I'd be tiny and it would still be too big, even though
Well,
it's
yeah.
tiny.
You're screwed either way.
Yeah.
I mean,
pretty much.
There's a tapestry. I'm sure the tapestry isn't like super heavy, right?
Tapestry is pretty light. It's just large. It's like 6 foot long, rolled up. You know, it's big, but it's carryable.
And I'm like, what, a foot tall? I don't know how I
Pretty
can
much.
do that.
Let's say you're about 2 feet tall.
All right. I'm just gonna take the gold. I can't really carry anything else. Unless you guys find something small.
Glorious! I shall take the painting and also the harp. And I'll grab those and just be like, "Ugh."
Does it look like people will come back and gather this stuff, or is it like we have to grab what we can now before?
Oh, you're
everything gets
locked
ruined?
in. There's no way to. There's
Well, I mean,
no
if
one
we-
coming in for you.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the paintings, then can we like cut them out of the frame or something and roll them up so that,
Yes.
so make them smaller?
That's actually that's pretty smart.
I saw that in like National Treasure.
Ah, yes, the movie.
We have to steal the
about people.
Declaration of Independence.
So I'm currently holding the painting, and I'm just like, what do you want? Why are you taking this from me? I will hold it for
There's
you.
a tapestry and a painting, right?
There's a tapestry and a painting.
Okay.
Do you feel encumbered?
I am never encumbered.
In the Schmelda universe, there is no encumbrance. You carry as much as you need.
Just keep stacking stuff on top of the
Magic pan.
sarcophagus.
No.
Where'd
Also
that
gonna
go? Into my
gather-
inventory.
Did
Yeah,
the
exactly.
Poquitos, did the Poquitos grow when we took the hats off, or they stayed small?
The Poquitos did not grow.
All right, I'm
They.
gonna take them as well, so we take their bodies.
Oh, okay.
Wait,
Actually,
so if we
I
take
was
them as normal size and then we shrink, how small do these things, these corpses end
Ah.
up being?
They don't. Worth
Oh.
noting. They don't. When you take the hat off, they do not get larger. If you put the hat back on, they do not shrink. It seems like maybe the hats only affect creatures that are roughly the size of all of the heroes in the room right now. And perhaps it's limited to those sort of parameters.
I then will search the bodies and the house of the Poquitos to see if there's any Poquito-sized treasure for me to take.
Ah.
Nice.
So just to recap really quick, Annabelle, you're going to search the Poquitos. Sorry, you wanted to take the Poquitos.
Well, no, I was thinking they were nice guys and we should like take them out so they're not buried here, find their families.
That is
Nice
nice.
tomb for them.
But yeah, I guess
This
it's
is
a
the
nice
Poquito
place.
tomb now.
Yeah.
Surrounded by their greatest riches that we did not take.
Exactly.
And I'll just gather what we can if everything's gonna close, and then maybe just make note of the Poquitos or take something that would, have their name or this. I don't know.
Okay.
Try to figure out their identity.
Yeah, they've got little, in their tunics, they've got their name sort of written like on the tag, so you can like identify who they are. Yeah, exactly. So Aruna, you tuck this solid gold sarcophagus under your arm. Annabelle, you pulled a painting out of the frame.
Unless whatever. What's your name again?
Sam.
Sam.
My name is Sam, man.
Unless he feels comfortable carrying it with the frame,
It would
that
be-
would be valuable.
It would be
too.
really hard, I think, to carry it because it's pretty large. You could probably carry the harp or the painting. So I think in this circumstance, maybe better to pull the painting out of the frame, sort of tuck that under your arm, and then Sam will carry maybe the harp.
Give this to me. Oh, I was a different character. Wow.
Annabelle, are you feeling okay?
Oh my god.
And I struggle to give it to you, but after a while, I'm just like, oh, that's what you're doing. Genius.
Does anyone take the tapestry, the 6-foot wide rolled up tapestry with the triangle motif?
Too big for me.
I can take that too. I'm pretty strong.
See how that goes.
Take what we can.
All right. You guys all gather all of the items. Steve, because you want to go into the small house, you place the hat upon your head. You shrink down to a much, much smaller size, maybe 2 inches tall now. Very, very tiny. But you do see this is now a very accessible and actually sort of a beautiful house in the interior. You glance through a round door opening into the inside, and you see beautiful wood paneling, a nice small fireplace, a few chairs, as well as a wood floor. Are you venturing in?
Well, I searched the bodies first for loot in their pockets.
Yes, and you unfortunately didn't really find any loot.
Okay.
In
Yes,
the
I
pockets
go.
of them.
I shout to the crew, "I'm going in the house!" And they go in the house.
Just trying to think with the normal high pitched tenor that Steve has, and then shrunk to 2 inches.
Yeah.
Is it even audible at that point?
It's sort of like dog whistle. It's almost inaudible. And as you wander in, you see what is essentially just a beautiful small Poquito person house. Again, very rustic. Looks like it had maybe been carved out of a very small piece of wood, or perhaps a few small pieces of wood. Very fine looking, nice, very tiny furniture adorns the room. The fireplace is cold, but clearly had been used by these people in the past. As you sort of wander in, to your left, you see a bit of a kitchenette. And to the right, you see another, actually, straight ahead, you see a door. And then to the right, you also see a door. Roll me a perception check, please.
11.
11. Something sort of calls your attention. It's sitting in the kitchen. It's sort of right in the corner. It's a little flask, sort of a vial, or what would have been a vial to your normal size. Perhaps it's a jug to the size that you are now. And it appears to be almost gold, sort of effervescent, little glowy.
I go over to it, look at it closer, sniff it. Wait, I don't have a note. I can't smell, but I sniff it anyways.
You sniff it, and it gives off like a faint sense of alcohol, but like in a pleasing way, not in a deterring way.
Bleh.
Do you take a drink?
I bet it. I don't drink. I do like a little,
Okay.
touch it with my tongue.
I was like, are you throwing up? Or then I realized.
I love that you just go right in for it.
I go.
You dip your prehensile tongue into this small little vat of magic,
Because it's just a twig
liquid.
that comes out of the leaf.
And you start to feel
Smaller leaf.
you start to feel good. You start to feel a little bubbly inside. You start to feel like you actually are getting stronger. Like maybe you got 10 temporary HP added to your
Nice.
yeah. And it appears, because you took such a small little sip, perhaps there's enough to share.
Okay. Does it have like a stopper? Is it like something
It
I
does. Yeah, it's like a jug. It's got a stopper
Okay.
of some sort. It's not cork. It's more decorative.
I pick it up and then I continue through the house.
All right. Is anyone else shrinking down and heading in?
Eventually.
Okay.
Yeah.
I will follow. And also
I'll
we'll
just
shrink down and
Take
start following.
this tiny,
Steve.
tiny little hat and put it in the center of my mostly bald scalp.
Love that. And both of you who placed the hats upon your head, the exact same thing happens. You go from large creatures to roughly 1/10 of your size, now about the size of a Poquito person, able to get inside the house.
It wasn't. Oh.
Yeah.
1 minute.
Aruna, roll a Constitution saving throw for me.
Nope, disadvantage. Okay. So I have disadvantage, but I have a +1 to Constitution, so it's a 4.
It's a 4. You dry heave a few times. Yeah.
No, I'm good.
Dear.
I'm good.
Oh dear.
I'm good.
Oh, you're right.
I'm good. You go in. Give me a minute. And I'm just like that for like 2 minutes.
He's just in the corner.
I'll just stay back for 2 minutes, just kind of patting his back. It's going to be okay. It's going to be okay.
Did you shrink though? You're just like massive and patting his tiny.
Yeah. No, I shrunk
Oh,
too.
okay.
Annabelle, do you follow?
Yes.
Annabelle also shrinks down. Annabelle, also roll a Constitution saving throw for me.
Yeah, I'll hold Aruna's like hair back as well. Just like, it's gonna be all right.
There's no.
16.
You hold the 2
No, I'm
strands.
And as all of you sort of get your bearings and get used to your new size, your temporary new size, you also wander in and see again this beautiful small little place, joining Steve inside. Steve, again, as you were wandering around, 2 doors lie in front of you, one to the north, one to the east. The one to the north appears more weathered. The one to the east definitely seems like it could be maybe a bedroom. What are you doing?
Freezing.
Steve. Paging Steve.
Oh, sorry.
Paging Steve.
I thought you were talking to. I didn't hear my name.
Just 10 a.m. things.
Yeah. When you're playing D&D at 10 a.m.
What was the question?
To the north was a sort of a more weathered looking door, and to the east lies what you think might be like a room, an additional room to the house. What are you doing?
Go further into the house.
Okay. You wander over to this door to the east, and it's again a nice little wooden door that you open very easily. It's not locked or anything, and it does lead into a small Poquito-sized bedroom. A small bed sits in the center, as well as a couple nightstands, and you do notice as you wander in, there appears to be a small chest sitting in the corner.
I go to the chest and I put the bottle down and I try to open it.
You put the bottle down. The bottle does not get larger. The bottle, which was already small, stays the same size. You do open it, and it does open very easily. And inside, you find what looks like the hilt of a blade. It's silver and it's sort of one hand length. And you sort of glance around and it's got a finely carved detail on it. But it doesn't have a blade. It's just a hilt.
Okay. And that's all that's in there?
That's all that you find.
Okay, I place it like tidily next to the bottle I put down, and I close the lid, and then I go rifle through the nightstands.
Okay.
And check under the bed.
Roll an investigation check for me. The rest of you guys, what are you doing?
I'm just watching Steve run around crazy looking through all these things.
I will, if they're checking out the bedroom door, I'll open up and see what's behind door number 2.
Door number 2. Okay.
Not venture.
I'll follow Aruna.
Not venture too far down that path if it looks like it's going to be a path, but stay within, radar distance of the bedroom group.
What you find when you open that door is a pitch black hallway leading off into the distance. It does appear that maybe it goes into the wall, actually. So this small house that you had found was sort of situated in the corner of this room that you were in. And it seems like maybe this traverses one of the walls, which was separating you from being able to leave this entire space. So,
hey guys, whenever you're done looting the bedroom, I think I found a way out.
Also there's a jug in here. I tasted some, and if you guys want to take a sip.
Marvelous. Let's drink this mystery drink right away. I'm gonna go over and just like run in and like just drink some immediately, not even thinking about it.
I will pass.
I
Still
feel
recovering.
like that'll be the last minute choice I have to make.
okay. Sam, you wander over. You were, of course, holding a harp in one hand and sort of a tapestry over your shoulder on the other. How do you take a drink?
I don't even think about it. I just like literally like let go of both and I grab the drink. So they just like slam to the ground and I start like guzzling.
Yep.
Immediately.
Yep.
The harp
Yep.
expands, taking the roof off of the place that you're in. The tapestry as well shoots further back. The whole front wall of this small structure immediately gone.
Oh
as
my.
the tapestry is now supporting the roof. And basically that's the only thing supporting the roof anymore. They've grown back to their full size. But you do feel 10 HP stronger.
Worth it.
These items can grow very large randomly. This is strange.
Well, I think it's because you were shrunk with them, and then you let go of them, and then they were no longer part of your shrunken property, and then they became unshrunk and unshrunk.
I am not shrunk. I am large.
Uh-huh.
Did you have some of this mystery drink yet? Drink
No,
some.
I am feeling
It is
stable.
so good.
I am feeling stable and do not want to unstabilize my stomach contents at the moment. But thank you for offering.
No problem.
Steve's like in the corner having a heart attack after those two things just went huge and destroyed half the house.
Yeah. Suddenly you're almost like cordoned off from the rest of the group because there's a huge tapestry in the way. But you did notice as you looked through all the personal effects, there wasn't really anything else of value. You found some small papers and some clothing, but nothing really worth taking out of this space.
Just a bottle and a lightsaber. And of course, since it's Schmelda, the bottle's going to be more useful.
Any
clothes that would fit me?
Sure. Yeah, there's multiple sets of clothes that would now fit you. Of course, you're sort of peculiar. You're shaped in a strange way.
Yeah.
You're not like
maybe like
normal.
a dress, like a muumuu type dress.
Small even by Poquito standards.
There's something that is like a muumuu style dress, but it's definitely going to be dragging on the ground as you try to walk. You're
I
more
put
than
it
welcome
on.
to put it on, but it is brightly colored. It's got flowers on it of red, blue, and yellow. And it seems like it was particularly nicely made.
Yeah, I put it on for sure.
Okay, great. You look very fancy now.
Well, that looks
Ah!
lovely, dear.
Oh, Steve, you look so nice.
Who's talking? Who said that? I can't see you.
Hey, Sandman, do you maybe want to unshrink and grab the items again and then reshrink with them?
Sure thing. How do I do that?
Well, take the hat off, but don't do it in the house or you'll do more property
Okay,
damage.
and take the hat off.
Okay.
And the rest of the roof, which was being held up by the tapestry, was flying off. Again, yeah, the house just eviscerated. It's basically just a bedroom at this point.
Just a shower of shingles.
Then I grab the items and I go back to being small again.
And you shrink back down.
Wow, what happened in here?
Clearing the path for Steve to be able to leave the bedroom now, and sort of bringing everything sort of back to a sense of normalcy. Though, of course, the house is in shambles. It will never be the same. Poor Poquito people.
I mean, I think it's okay. They're dead, so.
I'm gonna leave this room. I like run.
Oh yeah, the way out's this way.
Okay, I like hike up the dress like almost all the way up to here.
Steve, your bark is showing.
Wait, my bark is always showing.
Yeah, that's, it's not a big deal. I'm just letting you know.
All right, Steve, do you head into the hallway?
I head to the doorway to it and wait for the rest of my party.
Okay. As you get close, you notice that hilt that you had grabbed begins to glow a little bit.
Oh.
And as you hold it aloft, a blade shoots out of it, glowing. It glows like sunlight, actually, illuminating a 15 by 15 foot area, roughly speaking. So it suddenly lights up this hallway, and you can sort of get a sense of where you're going. Again, no light previously had sort of illuminated this space, but now you have this lofty blade glowing like the sunlight, like the daylight.
Good
Steve,
thinking,
that
bringing a
is super
flashlight.
cool.
Yeah, that's a good call.
Shall we venture forth?
Lead the way, dear.
Yes.
We should probably go in that direction, but sure.
I think that's what she meant by fourth.
And do you all wander in?
I do.
I do, yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Forth we go.
I'll go second behind Steve. Is it a narrow path?
It's not narrow by your standards. It's roughly 10 foot by 10 foot, or 10 inches by 10 inches, depending on what scale you're going by. And it's, again, pitch black, and it's sort of long and a little bit windy. Definitely appears that it's been carved out of the stone that was making up this labyrinth that you had been in previously. Hastily carved out, not very well masoned. It's clearly not built. It was dug out of this wall. And after a short stint through this pitch black cavern, you come upon another doorway leading into a much, much larger room.
Forward! Go through the doorway.
Okay. You all wander through the doorway.
Do we see, can I just double check? Do we see any of those scratches or like claws that we saw in the Poquitos?
Ooh, roll a perception check for me.
Like maybe on the door or the walls or... It ends up being a 9.
A 9. You don't necessarily see any scratch because it's stone. The scratches that you saw, which were on the Poquito people, didn't seem like they were. You don't see any marks in the stone indicating that something came through here scratching. Not that you can discern, anyway.
Looks safe to me, everyone. Let's go in.
Okay. I trust you.
And as you pass into this considerably larger room, normal sized person room, a very something that you might expect happens. Shook. The doorway that you came in through slams shut.
Oh.
Steve, the light which is coming out of your not lightsaber, it sort of illuminates the room, and you in the distance see something reflecting, something bone-like, shining back at you, a little bit damp, and you hear a scraping along the floor as it draws closer to you.
How big is this room? Like, could we take our hats off and resize, or no?
Compared to what you are now, let's say it's like hundreds of feet by hundreds of feet. Obviously, it would be tens of feet by tens of feet if you were to remove your hats. But yes, it is clearly normal person size. It appears that you've maybe come through into a bit of the labyrinth that you didn't access before when you were on your way through the first time.
Should we take our hats off? Something's coming. Something's coming.
See us? Does it see us?
Does it see you? I don't know. You're very, very small. It's very dark, and your lightsaber is only illuminating a very small portion of it, just enough to catch the glimpse of what looks like it could be a toe, or maybe a few toes,
Oh my gosh.
slowly ambling their way toward you.
Okay. I
Should
will
we like?
take my hat off.
All right, Aruna, your hat comes off. You suddenly get gigantic compared to where you were before, and you're sort of square face to face at eye level with. It's hard to see because it's so dim in here. But it looks like maybe a skeletal figure wearing a bit of a hat with sort of a pointy spike on the top. It appears to have a sword in its hand, and it's ambling its way toward you. Everyone, roll initiative. And for those of you that have perks to your dexterity, add your dexterity to your initiative roll, please.
I have advantage on dexterity. Does that mean I have advantage on my initiative roll?
Yes, it does.
It won't matter.
I have disadvantage, but I got a natural 1.
Ooh, great.
I rolled a natural 20.
Did you?
Nice.
I thought you were lying for some reason.
Did you really, though?
Does that? That's why.
That sounds like a Mel joke. I
Yeah.
can see that happening.
Wait, sorry. I rolled a 17, and then you gave me +2 to dexterity. So do I add those +2? Is that what you're saying?
So
Okay,
19.
good, because my other roll was also a natural 1, so that was not
Nice. Off to a good start.
Aruna, what'd you get?
I also rolled a natural 20, resulting in a 22.
Oh, dang.
Nice. Wow, a lot of nats all around.
All natural, baby.
And down
All
there at the bottom, we got
natural.
Sam with a 1. Aruna,
Sam.
before you, again, an ambling skeleton. It's non-existent eyes just piercing the darkness. It's sort of shambling toward you, and you're first to act. It's roughly 15 feet away from you, so definitely you're able to move in on it. Actually, and while you're doing that, roll me a perception check too.
Ooh.
This one's at disadvantage.
It is. It's gonna be
7.
7. Though you see this one, you're actually pretty sure that you hear more than one of these skeletons in this room with you. What do you
Okay.
do?
Now that I am normal person sized, I
Yes.
will just let this sarcophagus tomb Korok gold thing just kind of slide down from under my arm, thud beside me. Sure that it did not land on anyone who is small size currently, and just kind of quickly click on my little warhammer, and just
It has an on function.
well, it kind of like swivels back so I can actually use my hand, and then I swivel it back to just go hammer mode, right?
Oh, I love that. Okay, cool.
And I just run up and start bashing the one that I can start to barely see.
Okay,
Let's go.
Run up and start bashing. Roll me an attack, please. You, of course, would
Strength
have advantage
based,
with
right?
your
Yeah.
attacks because it's strength.
All right, it's gonna be dirty
Bash
20.
these dudes.
Dirty 20.
Nice.
Yeah, dirty 20 definitely hits. Roll me some damage as well, please.
It's just 1d8.
Yeah, it's 1d8.
Tight.
Orgons have sort of I should have prefaced this. Orgons maybe have like a special ability to sort of do a spin move sometimes if they're like
Ooh.
really if they really need to, and they can sort of hit twice. It's
Nice.
you sort of follow through and then you come around and you backhand at the same time.
Nice.
If you are interested in attacking that way.
I am extremely interested and willing in attacking that way.
Perfect. Your first hit, you swing through forehand, and you clock this skeleton right in the face, basically.
For
What was
2
your
bludgeoning damage.
2. It reels, but it sort of like grows back up and eyes you again as you continue swinging around. And roll another attack for me, please.
Okay. 21.
21 definitely hits. Roll some more damage, please.
8.
8.
Nice.
Yeah. Again, the backhand, which it definitely wasn't expecting, catches it off guard, rattling the bones.
It's always the aftershock.
It remains standing, but in much worse condition. If an ambling skeleton could be in worse conditions, it is. The bones now cracked and sort of disshapen and sort of maybe in some wrong spots, but still moving just barely.
I kind of just slow my spin to a stop and just land into this sort of like battle pose with a hammer sticking out of one hand like I do, kind of locking eyes with its eye sockets and barely turning my head back to the smaller group behind me, but like, you guys want in on this?
Yeah, let's do this.
Love that. Annabelle, you're up next. You're still small. What are you doing? Taking the hat off is a bonus action, or free action, by the way.
So I was imagining myself just taking this off and then reacting really quick and putting like just in a one motion, just putting on the skeleton.
Yeah. Awesome.
Nice.
Annabelle, you take your hat off and you grow much larger. You're 10 to 15 feet away from the first skeleton that Aruna had just clobbered. Is that the one that you're...
Yeah, because unless I know or see a different one, then I'll go for that one.
Roll a perception check for me.
I'd seen that. So it ends up being 12.
12. Yeah, you're aware that there's not just one. There actually are 3. There's one basically to the east, which had just been clobbered. There's one to the north, and there's one to the south, sort of ambling out of the shadows, starting to creep their way into the middle of the room. Which one are you going for?
Does any of them look more powerful, or do they all look pretty much the same?
It's so dark in here. None of them appear to be any different looking than the others. They do look very similar.
So I'm gonna do that. But actually, really quick. So if I do that, can I also do an action to stomp on him after I put the hat on him? Would that be?
Yeah, that would be your attack, I think. Yeah.
Okay,
because
I'm gonna try to do that.
Okay, so you pull off your hat. You
like a fresh one, I guess. Since if that one looks kind of worn down, I'll do a fresh one.
Okay.
Nice.
Fresh meat with no meat on their bones.
So which one? North or south?
I'll do the south one.
South one. You run over to the south skeleton. We'll just call this east, north, south. And pull off your hat. You're larger. You throw your hat onto the top of the skeleton, right in there. And as you may expect, shrinks down 1/10 the size. Now a very small skeleton, making small noises.
Step on him.
Yeah, and you step on him. So roll an attack for me, please.
Nice.
Because it's so small and it's so dark in here, it might be sort of hard to see.
So it's being do I get a +1 on
You add
attacks
+1
too?
to that.
Okay, so 10.
10. A 10 does not hit. You go to
Even a
stomp.
Wow.
You go to stomp and you just miss. Again, you were expecting it to sort of stay in the same spot because when you shrink something down, it tends to go like this toward one direction. It ended up being just to the left of where you thought it was going to be. So your stomp sort of unfortunately misses.
Can it be like a double stomp, like double hop with my other foot?
No, it can't.
Good try though.
Can I get another attack just because?
You still have a little bit of movement if you want to use it.
I'll hang out and just and yell to the group too. There's 3 of them. One's small now. And that's all I'll do. I'll just chill where I'm at.
Okay. Steve, you're also in the room. You're small. There are 3 skeletons. One of them has been clobbered. One of them is now very, very small, and you're sort of like eye level with it, more or less. And then another one, a very large, up to the north. What are you doing?
How close is the small one?
The small one is, if you remain small, it's pretty far away. It might take you a couple turns to get there. If you were to take your hat off, you obviously make it there in one movement.
Okay. I will do that. I'll take my hat off and run to the small one.
Okay. Hat comes off. You take a brief jog over to the very, very small skeleton. It's it's 5 inches tall. You're now 2 feet tall. You tower over it, but it still appears to be sort of menacing in its cuteness. And it's thrashing its sword sort of at you. What are you doing?
But I'm short enough that it is like visually I can see it decently.
Oh yeah. It's
Okay.
very clear where it's at.
So then I'm gonna take one of my rocks and just go, bah, bah.
Roll an attack for me.
Nice.
Smash.
Smash.
Steve, smash.
That's
Oh,
a
no.
3. That's a 3.
Oh.
But I get 2
These
per
are-
turn, right?
This is a wily
You do.
skeleton.
Your first attack goes a little wayward. Yeah, it's wily. It's quicker than you would think.
The other one's a 7. I haven't rolled. 11's been my highest roll.
A 7. Again, it sort of dodges
It's like,
out of the way of these rocks. You know, the rocks, though they're like boulder sized to these skeletons, they're still pretty small, and they're able to just sort of juke around them.
They're so small. They're so fast.
They are indeed.
I just scream in rage.
Yeah. In your rage, was it like a rage that you think is intended to damage, or is it like a rage that's intended to maybe like, I don't know, fluff up your other crew mates? So meaning like, are you inspiring your friends, or are you trying to damage something?
I think it's more of a maybe if I scream loud enough, I'll hurt it.
Okay. The sound of your scream reverberates through the cavern, but because it has no ears and it's a skeleton, it doesn't really do much. It maybe rattles it a little bit, just because it's so loud compared to its size. But of course, it can't really hear. So that's the thing.
So you heard everyone else instead.
Yeah. The blade you were holding, though, the one that's glowing like a lightsaber, it calls out to you. But you don't know what that means. Meanwhile, skeletons. First one, skeleton 1, the one looking at you, Aruna, now clearly enraged because it's been maimed.
I can see the rage in its eyes sockets.
You can, in its non-existent eyes. It rolls to attack, and it swings, but because it's so discombobulated now that you've hit it, it misses. The skeleton to the north, which is still large, wanders over, and that gets close to Sam, a skeleton now. You're still small.
Yep.
No. I'm not gonna do that. It comes closer to you. It goes to hit you as well. Oh boy, it's gonna be one of those days. That's good. It misses.
Dodge one, deflect the other.
Maybe we should just like walk through. It doesn't seem like they.
Are we the bad guys here?
Yeah.
You might be.
Interrupted these poor dudes.
Meanwhile, the other skeleton, which is now standing right in front of it, which is super fast, and it's standing right in front of Steve, goes to stab you in the foot with its very small little blade. And it also misses. Thus ending the skeleton's turn.
Loving
Seems like
this
a
plot
broken-
armor.
Yeah. Sam, you are still small. One skeleton, three skeletons still remain. What are you doing?
Great, yeah, I love this. By the way, I love the play with like size differences right now. Like it's kind of like an Ant-Man movie. So like the camera kind of just like spins around the group as they're all like battling these skeleton figures, and like it zooms in on me, who's like super tiny still, and I'm just like, the sea conch of battle sings. Let's do this. And I get my trident, I start running towards like the guy that's the one that's fighting Aruna,
Uh-huh.
and I'm gonna be
You're
like,
still small.
I'm still small, and I'm gonna be like, I need my trident, and I'm gonna like throw like the harp in that direction of the one that's fighting Aruna, and as I throw it goes from being small to being big.
Yes.
And possibly hits it, hopefully.
Okay. Roll an attack.
Okay.
There
Guess
goes
it's
half
an
the
attack.
harp value.
You gotta figure out what damage a harp does.
Oh gosh, I have disadvantage on strength checks. Do I have to roll twice then for this?
You do.
Yeah, I'm not in water.
Well, you have advantage on dexterity though, right?
I have disadvantage on strength and dex when I'm not in water.
Oh, when you're not in water, and yeah, right now you're not in water.
Yeah. Okay.
It's not like
all right. So I got a 12.
Or...
Not at the moment. You could potentially make it that way. I'm sorry. You got a what?
I got a 12.
It just misses. It flies right by it. Honestly.
Damn it. Okay.
Facing off with this thing and suddenly a harp.
You still have a little movement. You could take off your hat if you wanted. You still have that as a free action too.
I do not, because I am not very smart, and I just continue to run. And I throw the harp. It like passes by the skeleton figure, gets large, and like hits the wall, and you just hear like a as like kind of like digs, and like I'm gonna like keep just running in that direction, trying to like reach for my trident as I'm running, and I just can't quite get it yet, and I keep going.
Okay.
Can I throw the tapestry as well, or is that too many actions?
Yeah, throw the tapestry too.
Okay. I'm gonna throw the tapestry, but it's gonna like go in the direction of the small skeletal figure.
Okay,
let's see what happens.
So because you're about 15 feet or give or take away from it, you're gonna have to throw it about let's see, it's 6 feet. So to hit it, you're gonna need to throw it about 11 feet times 10. So about 110 feet as a small creature. It's going to take quite the strength throw. Basically, you're going to need to like.
Well, I got like a D. I got like a D in math when I was in high school, so I don't know how this all works. But like, if I throw a small thing and it gets big, would that project it even more if you like launch it, or would it like slow it down? Actually, it'd probably slow it down, right?
It would travel a distance and then it would enlarge, but without traveling further. The momentum by it getting larger will not carry it any further than it would normally go.
Can I throw it towards the direction of? Can I throw it the direction of the other one that's next to Aruna instead? Is that closer?
Yeah, slightly closer.
Slightly closer. Okay.
Yeah. It's still like a DC 18. If you roll over an 18, we'll say you got it.
I want to see the.
Well, I got an 18, but I have disadvantage. So let's see what happens here. Oh, it's a nat 20. Okay, so I got an 18. So I just make it.
You, while reaching for your trident, I don't know, just decide to carelessly sort of throw this tapestry, but it's like a beautiful throw somehow. It's as if you have trained to do this your entire life. You throw it almost like your trident. It sails through the air before expanding. It clobbers the skeleton next to Aruna. It does. It hits it and roll damage. Roll a D4 damage for me, please.
And honestly, it doesn't have to do damage. It could just like block their vision. It's totally up to you. But like, I was just going to be just silly. I got a 1. So
a 1. It lands on the skeleton and it sort of like it doesn't really hurt it a whole lot, but now it's sort of resting on it. So it's a little bit incapacitated. It unrolled a little bit at the same time. So it's sort of like struggling now as its vision is actually impaired by the fact that there's now a tapestry lying in front of it. If it had eyes. Nice. Its vision is impaired by that.
And then I just my Aquaman super strong body, but I'm very tiny, just keeps running in the direction of one of these skeletal figures, and that's all I do.
I like it. Aruna, right in front of you lies a skeleton now covered in tapestry. It seems like an easy target.
I was about to clobber in the face, but like, oh, I don't want to hit that. that tapestry. So I go for a lower body, like sweep of the hip and the legs and the thighs there.
Love it. Roll an attack for me, please.
11.
11 doesn't quite hit. Unfortunately, you get sort of caught up in the tapestry. You
just the indecision, the paralysis.
You feel like you might be able to double swing one more time if you really.
I'm gonna try to do the aftershock with a more decisive aim towards the lower body. Now that I know for sure the tapestry is not covering that.
Yeah,
this is slightly better. 21.
21 is slightly better.
Yeah.
21 definitely hits, and you roll damage for me.
5.
5. You take it off its feet, basically. How are you doing it? It's done. It's
I don't sweep it off its feet. I sweep its feet off it. And just the entire lower body below the rib cage is just shattered and gone as the rest of it just clunks to the ground, shattering the rest of it. The tapestry gently drifting to cover the body undamaged.
Beautiful.
Nice.
You still have a little bit of movement if you would like.
I'm gonna go square up with the other normal sized one. Go
other normal sized
over there.
One in the north.
Very careful not to step on this tapestry.
Yeah,
nice.
And you get within striking range. You're within 5 feet of that skeleton. As we move over to Annabelle. Annabelle, what are you doing?
All right. So now that I see this little guy's not easy to hit with rocks or feet, I'm going to take my umbrella.
Allegedly.
I'm going to open my umbrella and actually like scoop it up so that maybe there's a wider range where it can scoop, and basically just like scoop it up and try to throw it in the air so that it'll fall and crack and break.
Okay.
Nice.
So you open your umbrella for the first time. It's like strangely large. It almost seems like it's bigger once you open it than you had imagined.
Ooh.
Like it almost grows a little bit when it gets into the open position. And now it makes your ability to hit something, especially very small, a lot easier. So roll an attack with advantage as you try to sweep the skeleton up.
Okay.
You're opening an umbrella inside.
Easy. No, right? So much bad luck.
I know, so I roll disadvantage for that. So 14 and a 15 I rolled. So
yeah, you definitely hit as you sort of scoop the skeleton up. Now, describe to me, what are you doing? Are you intending to fling it? Are you just trying to hit it?
So I am trying to like swoop where it kind of gets trapped on the inside of the umbrella so that it's being held, and then wherever it flings out of the umbrella, so either up or like against the wall, but basically just trying to fling it so it's having
love
like,
that
bludgeoning damage, I guess.
Love that. So roll.
Do a little spin thing.
Yeah, you easily grab it and fling it up into the air. So I imagine the skeleton begins flying upward. The skeleton, very, very small. And because of that fact, they fly what is the equivalent of hundreds of feet to them. They go, and upon hitting the ground, smashes into bits of skeleton, which then, because the hat falls off, grow to a larger size.
Shrapnel.
Oh god.
It doesn't fly out as shrapnel, but it definitely lays in a nice little pile in the corner. That skeleton effectively just completely toast.
And then I'm going to pick up my hat.
Yeah, and you, as your movement and bonus action, pick up your hat. Steve, one more skeleton, a normal sized one, lies to the north of you.
How far?
Far enough for you to get to it.
Okay. Because I also have a 60-foot range on my rock as well. So that's your disadvantage. Your 20-foot advantage or 20-foot normal. Got it.
60
Okay, got it.
But easily you can get there and throw a rock at it.
I will get there and once again attempt to throw rocks.
The blade in your hand glows with an otherworldly glow.
I forgot about the blade. Did it get normal size or is it still small?
Oh, it grew with you.
Oh, Okay, I was thinking it was still like it was like a toothpick in my hand.
That'd be hilarious. I would love that.
The blade did not grow with you. Retcon. The blade stays small, but it glows with an otherworldly glow. Because you're small, you're still able to sort of wield it, but it's like a small knife.
Jason,
Like
Jason just remembered the rules of his own world.
Just remembered my own rules. Hey guys, it's Saturday morning.
The dagger instead of a sword. Got it.
It's like one of those little cocktail swords.
Okay, so I get up because I'm like, oh yeah, and I go, and just like run towards it, blade first.
Nice.
Roll an attack for me, please.
Love it.
Jesus, I'll kill you, dice, if you don't.
And
My dice work with insults. I can't be nice to them.
add +2.
It's not a very healthy
16
relationship.
plus 2.
18. Yeah, you definitely
Nice.
Gotta insult them.
roll damage for me. Hold on. I need to read my own things that I've written. This is good. This is good.
I don't know
I'm
what
totally prepared, guys.
What do I roll for damage on this?
Yes. You're going to be rolling a D8 damage.
Okay.
And add
Nice.
and actually roll a second D8. Because you're
Oh.
attacking something which is undead.
3.
3.
Nice.
You
11.
even though the blade is very small, it does immense amounts of damage to this skeleton. It slashes through the rib cage, causing a lot of the bones to just fall out of its body. It still remains standing, but it is definitely worse for wear now. And anything else you'd like to do on your turn? Nice. You taunt it a little bit. And it doesn't seem like it cares very much. Because you're standing right in front of it, it then goes to attack you again with the sword that's in its hand. Hopefully the skeleton can actually hit. It does not. And its blade goes wild, basically. Maybe because it's missing its rib cage, it has a hard time swinging.
Because we picked easy mode.
Yeah, you did. Sam, you are still very, very small and sort of far away from this last remaining skeleton, which is a little bit worse for wear. What are you doing?
Sure, yeah. So like, yeah, again, the camera like kind of zooms down to see this like Herculean tiny little guy with a fish head running towards the last skeleton. And am I close enough to like run to it as a tiny person, or would I not be able to make it?
Not really. You could try to throw your trident and make it that far. It would be a heck of a throw, but yeah, if you were bigger, I mean, obviously you'd make it there in no time, in a jiff.
Okay, great. Okay, so yeah, I'm gonna so I'm reaching for my trident. I finally like get it, but I like knock my hat off on accident, and I get big all of a sudden. And I'm about to use my spear. I kind of like go into like one of those like kind of like cool like jump kind of attack things with my trident, but then I like stop, and I'm like super lethargic and tired all of a sudden, because going from being super small to being really big and not having any water for a while, I'm suddenly very tired, and I just go.
I get nauseous when I shrink. He gets nauseous when he expands.
Love it.
And I drop the trident and I get my bucket of water and I just go glug, 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 glug. Oh. And I just sit there for a while. My mouth just like super big and swollen for a while, just like waiting for it to kind of like go into my body and get back to being hydrated again.
Is this
Yeah,
the crab juice water?
It is the crab juice water.
Okay.
Roll a Constitution saving throw for me as you drink crab juice water. It's now, it's been sitting a little while. It's sort of getting kind of gross. But yeah,
An 11.
An 11. Yeah, it still helps you. Like you feel better, or you feel neutral. Like it doesn't necessarily make you feel like way better, but it doesn't make you feel any worse, which is good. It does invigorate you enough to the point that your lethargy sort of goes away. And you could, if you still wanted, you could throw your trident.
Oh, okay. As I'm like kind of like waiting for it to set in, I'll just kind of like I'll look at the trident, but I can't reach. I'm a little bit too bloated to like reach down right now. So kind of just like I have my bucket in my hand, so I'll just use the bucket to kind of like try to whack it with the bucket. Or like.
Okay, so you roll an attack with a bucket.
Bucket strats.
Roll an attack for me.
This is such a.
That's a natural one. So,
It's a natural one. The bucket, you hit the skeleton with the bucket, but it's like plastic and it just doesn't do anything.
The bones are brittle and it's just bonk.
Yeah, it gets a little crabby water juice on it, and I don't think it really cares because it's dead. That brings us back to the top. Aruna, you were standing there, the only one capable of doing much. Let's go.
Our saving grace.
I loosen up my shoulders, crack my knuckles, swivel the hammer back on straight, and I'm gonna go for a vertical spinning attack swing where I'm just like hitting it over the head, just right on top of its skull, and then trying to follow through, and then just
Oh, hell yeah. Nice.
do that, but
you're
better than my
feeling-
actual arm can do.
Since you did a double attack twice, you're feeling a little tired, so maybe you only can attack one time at this point. But go ahead and roll an attack for me.
If you say so, voice in the sky.
Yeah.
Hey, Steve got a hit in.
It's 21 to hit.
21 to hit. Man, it's way overpowered. And yeah, you just smash the thing. Roll damage for me too, please.
I miss being an Oregon.
Yeah. Pretty sick.
4.
It's just enough. The
Nice.
skeleton crumples under the weight of your Three Stooges wind up.
I only need
Smash
one.
through. Yeah. And as you smash down upon the skeleton, it breaks into a million pieces as well. And as that happens, in the center of the room, actually laying underneath this tapestry, which has been laying in the center, you start to see a swirl of magic. A sort of gusting sound begins as a treasure chest materializes, now slightly covered by a tapestry in the center of the room. The door you came in through, shink, opens back up. A door on the far wall, shink, that you didn't see before, opens, leading a path forward.
Wow.
Oh.
These skeletons have a really interesting security system.
Let's look. What? Someone move this tapestry.
Oh yeah. Should probably do that, Sam man. Are you feeling okay? Oh, no. Okay.
I'll spill all the water back in the bucket and put on my hip. You got it. And I'll go over and get it.
It's so gross. That's... Oh man. Okay.
You're just like a dude with just like a goldfish head, like an entire goldfish.
Literally, I'm
right?
like picture like an Aquaman, but like that, like the body is like just rippling with this like abs and muscle, but then it has like literally just like like a goldfish head.
Yeah,
that's
okay.
all I am.
A tapestry.
Oh,
Got it.
I run to the chest.
look for a seam this time.
The
I
seam is
don't.
obvious. Yeah. Yeah, they had already opened a chest briefly a little bit ago. Yeah, they're very familiar with the way the
Yeah,
chest.
so I thought she'd know about the sarcophagus, but just covering the bases.
And upon opening this chest, a beautiful golden glow comes out. And in the bottom of this chest lies a very peculiar object. It looks like a piece of ceramic. It's like a jar. It's sort of bulbous on one end and sort of fluted on the other. And it's got an arrow on it. And the arrow is pointing toward the fluted end. And it seems like a very nice jar. It's got some fine details on it, sort of a bit of a description on maybe how it works or functions, though it's not in any sort of language that it appears to be some sort of archaic language. You can sort of tell from the motif it appears to do something, and that arrow seems critical. And it doesn't appear to be like breakable. You couldn't smash it.
I was gonna
it's
smash it.
very, very hard.
Smash it.
It looks like porcelain, but perhaps it's made out of something that's closer to stone.
Okay, can I look inside of it? Like look in?
You can. And as you look inside of it, a gust of wind blows you. An incredible gust of wind, actually, something that you've like never, like hurricane force winds begin to blow into your face, and you feel yourself projected 15 feet away from where you had started. The jar dropping to the ground. Yeah, and you, of course, because you're so light, float and propel yourself back down to the ground.
I run back over to do it again.
And this begins Steve's fascination with being blown across the room.
Guys, I have a 5 in wisdom.
Nice.
I'm just gonna keep doing this until someone stops me. So,
I was gonna check the rest of the room. Are the bones still there? Actually,
The bones are still there. They haven't disappeared. They're just lying about.
I'm gonna actually take the bones and like wedge the doors open so they don't fall down again. Maybe like stick a pointy.
The first door you came in, a small door, of course, very easy to wedge open with a bone. The second door that opened on the far side of the room, a normal sized door for you normal sized persons, would be very hard to wedge that open. But it doesn't appear that there's any mechanism to close it either. You can't really tell. You can't really see one.
I'm just trying to protect the next group of people that wandered through here. Seems
Good
it's gonna
thinking.
reset, right? All right. How are you guys feeling? Should we move on?
I'm just standing there, just watching Steve in I'm just in a very neutral, like an NPC neutral stance and state, just like watching over and over again.
Just the head tracking is all that's happening.
And repeat.
Well, I think that Steve's having a really good time with whatever this thing is we found in the light chest. I'm feeling okay. You know, I didn't get hit by any of the skeletons or anything, so I'm ready to continue to find a way to escape this place with our treasure. Oh, I should go pick up my treasure again. I go grab the sarcophagus.
And you tuck that under one arm. And you all who have left your hats behind have retrieved your hats as well, just to make sure you have them on you.
I am now ready to go.
Someone's gonna have to stop me. Grab me.
Can I maybe take that thing and like just blow Steve in the direction we want to go?
Just redirect Steve through the door.
Through that door, again, sort of a 10 foot by 10 foot normal sized door, you begin to see a hallway again, pitch black. The only light that seems to be illuminating the space is this mysterious lightsaber-like device hanging on Steve's hip, sort of illuminating. And as you sort of begin blowing Steve down that hallway, Steve disappears.
Oh, too far.
This is a really powerful blower.
Steve, you find yourself floating downward in an unexpected way. It seems that at some point in time during that hallway, you'd begun to travel down. There was a precipitous drop, and you are now sort of floating slowly, but you are falling.
I try to yell out to them, I'm falling down!
We know.
And for the rest of you who are now left without a light source, you are in a hallway, and it is pitch black, and you know that there's a drop. What are you doing?
I'm crawling.
Crawling, okay.
But I'm going to try to crawl fairly quick so that I can catch up to Steve and see if...
Wait, don't crawl so fast. I can barely hear where you are.
Caca, caca, caca.
Oh, great. There's a bird in here.
Annabelle, as you crawl, you find the edge of this precipice, and you sort of peer over, and you can very faintly down below you see the remains of a little bit of light illuminating Steve as they gently propel themselves down toward the floor.
Do I see the bottom of the floor, or just Steve disappearing?
You can only see Steve. It's really the only thing that's illuminated at all.
Hurry up, guys.
How do we get down that shaft? I can't float like Steve. I will just fall like a rock.
Simple.
Ah,
We climb down.
I'm holding a sarcophagus.
Oh,
You're holding a tapestry and a broken harp.
interesting.
well, I typically use this umbrella to. I can float down, but I don't think I can carry that many people.
Have you ever?
I guess
tested
we'll
it?
leave these things behind.
I have not tested it. We can throw all the treasures down the hole.
Oh, okay. And I throw them down the hole.
Watch out, Steve.
Steve, roll a dexterity saving throw for me, please. You hear it just in time. Watch out, Steve.
17.
17. A tapestry floats by you. A harp floats by you, and a few moments after it falls, you hear a bang on the floor. The harp, which has now been thrown a couple times, definitely losing some value in this process. Perhaps a couple broken strings.
A couple.
You'll see maybe when you arrive down at the bottom. But you do avoid them.
All right, and also throw down any of your heavy items like your weapons. But try to avoid Steve on the side of the
He just throws his trash.
Okay. Steve, roll another dexterity saving throw for me, please.
Good thing I have advantage on these. 16.
16. A trident goes flying right by you. Close, but just far enough away to miss you. And again, another loud, racketous clang on the floor below.
Oh wait, I knew the answer. You guys put on your hats.
Okay.
I'll just hold you.
Immediately, Sam
Yeah, that's a good
grows
idea.
very, very small.
I'll put on my hat.
And Aruna, also very, very small. Annabelle, how are you going to...
Just 1 minute. Just 1 minute.
It's going to be okay. It's going to be okay.
It only takes 1 minute to get over it that time.
Because you knew it was coming, it wasn't not quite as bad the second time. But yeah, definitely being small takes an effect on you as someone who's normally very, very, very large.
Oh, come here, little guys. I'm gonna pick them up in my arms. And they're gonna be like right here. I'm just gonna be holding them, and they're gonna be facing out, like little babies.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna take
Sure.
the umbrella.
I am helpless to be positioned.
Tickle, tickle, tickle.
Ow.
Tickle, tickle, tickle.
What are you doing? Stop touching me.
Laugh. Tickle, tickle. I'm gonna keep tickling Naruto till I find its tickle spot. Maybe its feet.
I'm extremely uncomfortable.
Did I find a tickle spot?
Roll a d20 for me.
Roll investigation check? I don't know.
5.
Yeah, he's pretty solid. Like you think that maybe like it's gonna be the belly. No, you try the feet. No,
Nothing.
and you just like you weren't really able to get a laugh out of Aruna for whatever reason. Sam, on the other hand, very, very ticklish. Pretty much all over. For whatever reason. Almost like you just holding them makes them break out in laughter. I don't know.
All right, you guys, hold on, and I'm gonna just hold my umbrella. And
Okay, mommy.
Sort of. And again, the umbrella grows far larger than you had ever expected it to be as you take a step off of the cliff.
just step off and try to go straight down.
And you, as you knew, begin to float downward. The shaft just large enough to fit you and the umbrella and your compatriots as you fall gently to the floor. Steve, you land first. And again, very, very dark, only really illuminated by your lightsaber, which is on your hip. But you do see a very small, in front of you, a very small amount of light emanating from what you presume is maybe a door to another room. It's maybe 30 feet in front of you, give or take.
I'll wait for everyone else to get down here, but I'll try my best to get out of the way.
Okay.
In case any other weapons rain down from the sky.
Yeah. and you guys.
Watch our feet.
And you move out of the way as the rest of your group sort of makes a reasonably gentle landing on the ground. Yeah.
There you go.
I immediately take the hat off.
And you
okay.
both of you grow very, very large. Sort of sticking Annabelle right in the center. Now, sort of an Annabelle sandwich between the two of you who have grown much larger all of a sudden.
Oh yeah, I forgot.
Chugs more of his throw up water. Roll a Constitution saving throw for me again. It's getting way grosser.
12. Oh, sorry, 13.
Just you knew it was coming, and it's still bad, but you hold it down. You're still okay. Oh jeez, it's so gross. Should have never made this class.
Extreme regret.
You find the bottom of this chasm again with your trident and your tapestry and your gold sarcophagus and a now really busted harp lying strewn amongst the floor. In front of you, Steve has spied a very, very small door, which it looks like you're going to need to shrink down to travel through.
Door!
Oh, it's a small one. Okay. All right. Oh. Oh.
Oh my god.
I put the hat back on.
I
Take
wait
a
for
few
everyone
breaths.
to get settled before charging ahead with my light.
Yeah. You take a few deep breaths and you get ready, Aruna, before you shrink back down to your small size, which actually going back a moment, did everyone take a drink of the extra health potion? I mean, the magical, oh, you have not. Okay.
No, I did.
Yeah.
I did
Okay,
not.
Cool. Okay. You're the only one who has not.
And I haven't.
Oh, and you haven't either. Okay. So there's just
Half
for
and
your
half.
reference, there are 2 doses left in there. You wander toward this small door, which has light emanating from it, and you're greeted with a somewhat brighter space. The lighting in here is dim, but it's just enough to sort of make out the trunk of a tree in front of you. Its roots sort of gnarled and large, especially compared to your very small size. In the corner to the east of where you enter, there is a small body of water, clear water, fresh water, presumably not tainted with fishy guts or vomit.
Or crab juice.
Or crab juice. And you look up and you notice you're still definitely underground. The light that you see is through very small cracks in a stone ceiling above you. It appears that maybe this tree sprouted underground and has made its way up through a crevice or a hole that it created in the roof above you. You also notice, for the first time, evidence of more Poquito people. A small table in one corner has a couple items on it. You see in the far distance and up a trunk a little ways, a very small doorway, just barely lit, slightly illuminated. What are you guys doing?
Hello?
Be careful!
You wait for a response, but none comes.
Maybe they left the lights on.
I approach slowly
Yeah.
with my sword first.
You wander up to this very, very small doorway. Just like it had been carved into a tree trunk itself, a small, narrow staircase right at the base of it. A little bit of light coming from upstairs, but no signs of any other Poquito people, no signs of really anything.
If you're a corpse like the other ones were, you have to tell us.
No answer again.
Keep yelling, yeah, okay.
Does it look like someone's been here recently?
They look-
Roll an investigation check for me.
I'm bad at these.
And yet you keep
3.
investigating.
Clearly, this is a space which has been carved out by people. You can't tell when the last time it was inhabited.
What's the light source?
The light source, it's upstairs. You're not really sure yet.
Steve, want to go check it out?
Okay.
Steve wanders in this very, very small doorway, of course, just large enough for a Poquito person to make it in. They go up a very short flight of narrow but very steep stairs before emerging into a room lit by candles. A dining table exists in one corner, as well as some other items, a small bar area. It looks like people have been here. Actually, it seems like people have been here very, very recently. There's still some half-eaten food that you can sort of see lying about, including some apples.
Were
as
you
well
hungry?
as.
Yeah. I start eating.
Wait, don't. We're not here to steal your food or hurt you.
And Aruna, roll a perception check for me.
Fantastic. Natural 1.
Natural. Oh.
I don't even have to roll a second time.
Yeah, you don't. You hear nothing.
Oh.
Oh, good point. I didn't think of that. If anyone's in here, we're just trying to get out.
Maybe they just left to go to the store or something. Or maybe
Steve,
they're
you
walking
swear,
their dog.
As you get your bearings, you came in through a door to the south of this room. You swear to the east. You hear something faintly.
I think I hear something.
Are you sure? Because I don't hear anything.
I start towards it.
Yeah, and as you wander a very short distance, you find a hallway, which leads maybe 20 feet in a direction, and another hallway branches off, leading to the right.
There's another hallway over here.
And faintly you hear, hello?
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 Who are you?
I'm Steve.
What's a Steve?
It's a me.
Can't say Mario. Can't say Mario.
Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it.
Mario!
Your name is Mario?
Are you friends?
Yeah.
Oh, that's good. We were worried. We've been stuck in here for days.
Oh, no, why?
Oh, the beast upstairs, it came through and killed all of our friends, and we've just been hiding.
What's the beast? Is it the skeletons? We killed them.
What's a skeleton?
Bony thing? No eyes? No ears?
No, this was different. It was hairy.
Oh.
It had lots of eyes and very sharp, long claws, and it sadly tore through our entire village and ate most of the people that it could find. I think we're all that's left, and honestly, we're not going to come out of our room until it's gone.
Hey guys, want to kill a hairy beast with lots of eyes?
Would the hairy beasts on the premises please reveal themselves?
I don't think that's going to work.
How did it? What brought it here the last time? Just the people?
We're not really sure. It seems to have come in through a hole sort of at the top of our tree, you see, and it just mauled through all of us.
Do you
That's
think
sad, I'm sorry.
Do you think it's still in the tree? Or did you think it? Because we can seal the hole up, maybe. You haven't been out of your room, so you don't know.
We haven't left. It's been days.
Dude,
But if you are if you're able to remove the beast, we'll be happy to come out, and we'll be happy to rebuild and reward you.
it's a good thing you didn't eat that apple, Steve, because it's been out there for days.
Well,
Okay, well, I'm gonna go out into the open area here and just try to go look appetizing for any surrounding beasts. Oh wow! Oh man, I have so much meat on my bones. Oh, what am I gonna do with all this fresh meat that I have on my body here all alone by myself?
Yeah, can
Oh
we set a
man.
fire out there next to him? Like, we're gonna rotisserie this guy.
Yeah. So you sort of proclaim loudly that you're there to be eaten, but no response comes. Nothing comes wandering down the hallways. It's very easy to start a little bit of a fire. There's a hearth sitting in the corner. Everything necessary to make a fire are there. And as you sort of get this fire going, it illuminates the room a little more than the candles were doing. Again, you had entered through a door in the south, and you find that there's a staircase to the north leading down. You find that there is a pathway to the west and the pathway to the east that you had just came from. Where the Poquito people were sequestered in a door, there's also a small alcove right next to there. As well as you find a locked door, something that would require a key to access.
What's behind this locked door, guys?
That's the way up.
Oh, okay.
But we lost the key.
How? Where?
I think it's downstairs.
Downstairs. Wasn't that where? Wait.
No, there's if you go into the main room again, take the path to the north, go downstairs, go to the end of the hall, and that's where we keep all of our keys.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
I have a question. Why do you have so many halls?
Well, it's a tree trunk. We've built the inside out, so it's very labyrinthian in here.
Do you
I'm
have
sorry,
like a
if you're
map?
Poquito person. I do. There is a map. There's a map, and it's in. If you were to go back into the main room and you go to look at the bar area, you're able to find it. And I will, if you want a map, I can send you the photo of the map.
Oh,
Maybe helpful.
There's an actual photo of the map. Well, if you made it, then yeah, sure.
Yeah. By the way, Jason, you mentioned that there was like a puddle of water in the main room, right? So like a...
Yeah. So
clean, pristine water.
Before you had entered the tree itself, in this small cavern area, again, there was a bit of a puddle of water. Is that something you had wanted to go explore?
Well, I was gonna say if they start entering the main area or the main room, they'll just like find me. I'm still there. I'm literally like in a standing position. My upper body is like fully down in the water, just guzzling the water, and I look back up and I'm like, hey, what are we doing?
Oh, you've been okay. Well,
We have to kill a big hairy beast with lots of eyes and find the key to get out of here.
Sounds great. Let's do it.
Right.
All right.
I think.
they said the key was downstairs.
Yeah.
And if we look at this map that we just got, that's extremely detailed and helps us not get lost whatsoever, then I think we can.
You would know that pathway is a staircase leading down. Again, you entered from the south to the north of this main room. Was a pathway leading downstairs, down into the roots of the tree.
So we should probably kill the thing for them before we leave, right?
Yeah, because it's all it might maybe it'll be two things with one stone, where we kill the beast that might be near the key, and then we get the key, we kill the beast, and then we leave them in better shape and also with our lives intact and with treasure.
Right.
Get those stones ready, Steve.
But the beast was above us.
It
You said
was.
it came from above?
So maybe it kept going down to below.
Oh, so you think if we go to find the key, we'll also find the beast?
I think we have to go find the key regardless, so maybe we'll find the beast on the way.
Oh, right.
That would be convenient.
It would be extremely convenient.
Okay. I start
And
going
just for the record, I have so much meat on my bones here as I start to walk down the stairs.
Man, how did I get so lucky to such a tasty-looking friend.
You are so meaty. Good job.
He's been seasoned too.
No answer comes, and nothing comes looking for your meaty body, unfortunately. But as you do
Story of my life.
a circular flight of stairs, you find yourself in a long, narrow hallway. Again, very, very dark. The only light that you see is emanating from Steve's hip sword, and you begin to make your way down through this room. The sword begins to illuminate something. You can see in the distance a bit of a reflection, like two beady yellow eyes and a little bit of a reflective bit of face hair as a giant, compared to you, beast rushes out of the darkness towards you, maybe heeding your call of more tasty morsels. It runs at you, fangs now illuminated by this light as it what's your marching order? Who's first?
I'm first with the light.
I'm second.
And I think I'm still tiny because
I think we're all tiny right now.
I think
Yeah, you'd all have to
yeah,
be
we're all
tiny.
tiny. Okay,
Very,
yeah.
very small pass.
So the
Okay.
spider is small as well? Or what is the spider? How big is a spider compared to us?
Who said it was a spider?
Oh.
As it comes
Annabelle
into,
did.
yeah, as it comes into the light a little bit more, it's probably what you would normally think of as a rat.
Oh.
And it's got these big gnarly teeth, and it's got these little strands of hair coming from it, and these beady eyes. Its hair on its body standing up straight. It takes up the majority of the space in this hallway as it sort of comes bounding towards you, teeth flashing. Who is first? Annabelle?
No, I am.
Annabelle, it comes to bite at you.
I have the sword out in front of me because it's the light as well, so it's what's first.
What was your
AC?
What was your AC, please?
10.
10. Ooh, it takes a little bite of you. Yeah, and
It's a vegan rat.
and actually, as we're doing this, everyone roll initiative for me too.
All right.
This basically was like a
Oh, shoot.
a sneak strike. Like you weren't aware that it was coming, and it was just able to sort of get its first attack off. Steve, it does 2 damage with its little bitey teeth.
Oh.
I don't know what my HP is.
Your HP is
It was 10 plus 10. Right?
15
Plus 10.
plus 10, 25.
We're all 15?
Because you drank you're all 15. You all start at 15. But those of you who drank the magic potion got an extra 10 HP.
Okay. Oh, my bark!
Steve, no.
Initiative rolls?
6.
I rolled an 8.
I got 5.
Sam, 5. Annabelle, 8. Aruna,
19.
19.
Ooh, okay.
Aruna,
God, I'm glad Elias doesn't roll like this when he's my DM.
I'm not using the Bobby dice, that's why.
Nice.
Aruna, you're able to sort of quickly gauge what's happening as this rat comes out of
Good
nowhere
call.
and takes a little bite out of Steve. You're up. What are you doing?
So
There's just enough room to maneuver around, but
Yeah.
maybe 2 of you could only stand side by side in here.
definitely not enough room to get big in this little rat tunnel, right?
It would be catastrophic.
It'd be a
you
bad
could do it.
time.
I'll put it this way: you could do it, but in the process, it would probably rearrange all of the bones in your body
Right.
to a point that
Oh.
it would, cause you to not be able to move ever again.
Yeah.
What about someone like Steve who was like a foot tall?
This pathway, I would say, is roughly 10 inches by 10 inches or 10 feet by 10 feet.
Oh.
So Steve, though svelte and very small and tiny, would not still be able to fit. They would be like a tube of Steve if they were in there.
All right. Well, with my small form and kind of just without letting go of it, shifting the sarcophagus from my main arm to under my left arm. I just kind of one arm click the hammer into place and just try to go for an attack or two.
Roll an attack for me.
Oh no.
It's not great. 11.
An 11. An 11 hits.
Okay.
Roll some damage for me, please.
6 damage, bludgeoning.
Bludgeoning. Okay. Yeah, you clock this giant rat right on the nose and sort of pound its snout into the ground as it sort of shakes it off and stands back up, sort of staring you eye to eye, its teeth flashing in the light, getting ready to prepare for another strike. It lashes out at you.
Oh, man.
That dice just went on the floor. It lashes out at you, and it hits.
Great.
With a 13. Yeah, your AC is less than 13, yeah?
Yeah.
12, yeah. Dealing 4 damage to you as it takes a little bite out of your leg, basically, or it's sort of like.
I wasn't serious about the meaty part.
He didn't get the meaty part.
It thinks you taste delicious. Annabelle, you would be next up. You are sort of right behind. So we've got Aruna and geez, when I have to start thinking of names later on, it becomes hard. We have Aruna and Steve sort of in the front. Annabelle and Sam, you're sort of in the back. Annabelle, what are you doing?
I was going to sort of lunge forward with my umbrella and try to like stab it and open it at the same time to like attack it while blocking its.
Okay. So you sort of situate yourself behind Steve. You push this umbrella forward and sort of open it to sort of block the path, but also stab at the same time. Roll an attack for me, please.
A 10.
A 10. A 10 just hits.
Nice. Nice.
It's a large target.
Yeah. I mean, it'd be sort of hard to miss, I guess, at that point. It's right in front of the attack. Yeah.
4.
4.
Yeah, and then just after that, I'm gonna keep kind of like spinning the umbrella. I don't know if I actually can, but I'm just trying to keep it behind, but like kind of like hypnotize it in a way.
Yeah, because you sort of push through and you've sort of blocked its path. And now that you're sort of spinning the umbrella, we'll see maybe what sort of an effect that has as you roll along. That leaves us to Steve. Steve, you are right in front. There's now sort of an umbrella blocking a little bit of your sight from this rat, but you can still sort of get at the feet.
Sorry.
Or maybe get around it if you needed to. What are you doing?
I'll slash at its toes with my sword.
Okay. Roll an attack for me, please.
Okay. I'll kill you. 11.
An 11. An 11 hits.
And I roll a D8.
That's a D8. We don't add an extra 8 because this is a living creature.
4.
4. The rat squeals in pain. It's not happy about what's going on here. As we move over to Sam Man.
Okay. Yeah, this tapestry and harp are just in my way constantly in these battles, so I'm still carrying them. It's getting kind of hard to get to the front because like there's a lot of people like all kind of like jammed in the front now.
Crowded in. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Okay. I think what I'll do is I'll like try to like reach for my trident, but I can't because I'm carrying 2 things, and I'll just see the harp and like it looks all like messed up and like kind of damaged, and I'll just kind of like try something. I'm just gonna like kind of pluck at this damaged harp and try to make like really disturbing sounds, and hopefully like maybe this will like make the rat scare, like to try to scare it off. Maybe that's all I can really do right now.
Try to inflict psychic damage from the harp.
You've got to
take that.
You got a tapestry up here. You have a harp in your hand, and you sort of like start plucking harp strings with your teeth as you and boy, let's roll an attack for me.
Roll a dice and we'll figure it out.
What would that be? Is that I don't know. It doesn't matter. 5.
5. It doesn't seem like it's doing much damage. In fact, it seems to just be making it a little bit angrier as it starts to like the reverberation in this very small cavern sort of confuses it. And the fact that there's an umbrella in its face sort of makes it even more just upset at what's going on as it begins to thrash around and it starts to charge at you guys. Aruna, it's up to you. You're about to get charged by a rat that's roughly the same size as you and definitely has some strength. What are you doing?
I stand my ground and match its strength and try to stop it in place with, I guess, just one arm because I'm holding a sarcophagus in the other.
Okay.
But that means I've got, it's a hammer, right? So he'll just be charging straight into my hammer, really.
Yeah. Okay. I like that. Roll a contested strength check with advantage, of course.
Always advantage on strength. I rolled a 1 on one of them, so I'm thankful for that. 19.
19.
Nice.
It comes charging at you, but you are just strong enough. You're able to sort of put your arm out and it sort of smashes into your arm and it sort of pushes you back a little bit, but you hold.
You see the effect around my fist as if it's a scene from One Punch Man where he's just an arm extended and it's just wind blowing and gusting from this singular point.
Sick.
Love that. But because it's charging at you and it's sort of gnashing its way around this umbrella, it does try to take a bite out of your arm. And it hits for sure. A natural 20. And it does 4 damage.
Oh man!
I'm wincing through it, and I'm starting to look around for that potion.
Annabelle, you are holding a rat lies in front of you. Its head just poking around your umbrella, biting onto Aruna's arm. What are you doing?
Then I will attempt to do another umbrella move. I'm trying to get all of them down in this episode. I'm gonna take, so as I'm closing the umbrella, I'm gonna take the other like hook side and wrap it around its neck and try to get on top of the rat.
Okay.
Swing myself up around. So basically hook the rat's neck with the end of my umbrella and then like
and ride it around, more or less. Okay. And sort of use your momentum to climb up onto its back. Okay. Roll a
murder
D20 first for your swing. 5. It fails. Your swing fails. But in the process,
not work.
In the process, you sort of like position yourself right in the front, and now you're sort of right up on top of it. You could try to maybe.
So is that my action basically, or would that be my movement?
Yeah, I guess that sort of counts as your action, doesn't it? Yeah.
This was a bad idea. Is there a blind spot on the rat that I could like hide underneath?
So in my mind canon, you to slide yourself toward it or try to hook its neck, you had to disengage, you had to close the umbrella, right? And you had to sort of swing it around and reach out. You missed the neck, but you were able to pull yourself a little bit closer to it. So you're sort of like right under it, right next to its 4 paws as it's getting ready to maybe slash at you a little bit.
I guess so. The main thing. So if I still have movement, then I might just try to get in a harder spot for it to hit me, like maybe closer to its body, even.
Okay.
So that it can't. It'll have a harder time like biting me. And
so you sort of try to get to the side of it, is what you're saying.
The side or like underneath it by its chest. Is it like on? Is it on its?
It's still on its paws. Yeah, and it's sort of there. It's all teeth and eyes.
All right, that's wherever feels like the safest. I'm not going to back up because then it's going to attack me. I kind of put myself in a bad spot, I think.
So you put yourself slightly in front of Steve as you sort of try to crawl, not really crawl, but sort of position yourself down next to the rat so that it's I don't know, so that you're sort of safe, but also in a
Yeah,
good striking
maybe
distance.
they'll focus on someone else.
Maybe it will. Steve, that brings us to you. Your vision now clear. The striking distance between you and the rat very, very close. What would you like to do? Rat's looking pretty beat up.
I'm gonna stab it again.
Yeah,
It's not
fair.
Not bad. Yeah.
Roll an attack for me,
Good
please.
strat.
Yep.
So you're saying, don't show off, just stab it.
It's a 5.
It's a 5. A 5 doesn't hit. You swing wildly, but the rat, now nimble somehow, is able to just duck under your sword swing. Which brings us back over to Sam. Sam, you have been plucking harp with your teeth. You were holding a tapestry. You're holding a harp. And what are you doing?
Okay, so did Annabelle like move more to the side, or are they still kind of in the way?
They're just in front of Steve. They're off to your. You're sort of in the back left of your foursome.
Okay. Could I find my way in there if I like really tried, or is it like pretty blocked off?
You could probably try to hop over Steve.
Okay.
You know, you both can sort of occupy the same space. Steve is very small, so I think you'd be able to make it sort of past them.
I'll kind of like hunker down, getting ready to do like a major jump, and my like muscular legs like get like down and then like pop up, and my entire body flings myself in front of the group. Hopefully, and I'm going to look at the harp and be like, "I'm sorry, my musical friend." I'm going to try to like use that to kind of like block the rat and like try to push as hard as I possibly can, like push it back from the group.
Okay, so you dive forward with your harp sort of straight out as a blunt instrument. Roll an attack for me.
Okay. And this is natural 20. But is this with disadvantage? Is this strength, or is this, what is this? Sorry.
You're using your legs, which are apparently very well built. So let's take your natural 20.
Very svelte. Okay.
As you jump.
Well, I have
forward,
disadvantage on strength checks.
very acrobatically.
Just
Yeah, but you got that water.
Okay.
That freshwater buff.
That fresh
Nice,
water
nice,
really
okay.
helped you. You know, it was much better than your vomity, fishy water that you had. You jump forward.
Tight.
Your harp
Eve.
aloft, and roll some damage for me. Roll what was it, D4 for the harp damage, I think.
A D4. Okay. That's a 3.
A 3 is just enough. You catch the rat sort of off guard as its mouth is still sort of fixed around Aruna's arm, and it's feeling another creature sort of encroach on its space to the bottom left, so it doesn't see you coming from above. As you smash into it with your harp, how are you killing the beast?
Oh, nice. Okay. Yeah. I'll see. It's like attached to my friend, and I'm gonna try to just like start like hitting it with the harp like over and over and over, just being like, "Leave my meaty friend alone." And then like just kind of keep like hitting it until like it finally like backs off, and I start smashing its skull.
Yeah,
and, like, it just
After 2 or 3, it sort of like releases, and after like 7 or 8 hits, you realize it's sort of getting bloody. And after you've hit it about like 15, 16 times, you realize it's just like twitching on the floor, just like absorbing these hits, and it's long dead, really, before you
I
stop.
think it's neutralized.
Yeah.
and you realize we're all staring at you very
just covered in blood.
Like I'm actively bleeding from my wounds, but I'm still looking over, just like, is he okay?
This guy's got it worse.
I'm sure whose blood is whose anymore, Aruna, as you're covered in rat blood and your own blood, and that
was
blood
in
sort
that
of
water?
begins to fall into the water again, just really, really tainting your water. You're very good at tainting your backup water supply. As you do notice, right beyond this rat, which was taking up most of the hallway, lies a small chest.
Ding, or what's the noise?
I run towards it.
Oh.
Steve the Korok with a C. Again, very, very animated by these chests. Really, maybe their entire motivating factor as they pop it open, revealing a small key.
Hey.
I run it back to the group.
Does Steve do like a little like dance whenever they're doing these noises, by the way, or is it just like?
Yeah, what's that dance look like?
Like
That's awesome. And just like hear like a little tune in the background.
That's it.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of just want to like use the blower so as Steve's doing that, they're also spinning in circles.
Yeah. So you
Yes.
you grab this jar and begin to you again just sort of point it in the direction you want it to go. The arrow facing that direction, and it begins to blow, Steve, as they sort of spin in a circle while doing this fantastic little dance in this narrow space, holding a key aloft as a small amount of music plays from somewhere.
And for some reason, you don't know why or where it comes from. At the end of the dance, after they go, "Da!" like some sort of confetti shoots out of there.
Oh my gosh.
Love it.
I love this so much.
It's actually just dirt that they grabbed up. And
It's got blood on
Where
it.
does that come
The
from?
bloody dirt.
yeah, it's bloody dirt.
That just splashes on all of us, just for in our faces.
Key in tow, you head back down this hallway, back up into the main room that you had come from before. Again, there was a door to your west that you had not explored. There was a door sort of where the Poquito people were to the east, which you know there was a locked door over there, which presumably requires a key. And there was another small little alcove that you had passed up as well. What are you guys doing?
The rat's dead.
Yeah. Do we take this key? Do we get out? Do we tell them it's dead? Do we go in that door? We killed it?
Oh. Did it have big sharp claws?
Yes.
Here,
Yeah,
you can
bunch
look
of
at my
eyes.
body and you can see my wounds if you would like.
And like in this door that the Poquito people are hiding behind, like a little latch opens up and you see these little set of eyes. And it's like,
It only had the 2 eyes, but it had claws and it attacked us.
oh, only 2 eyes. Oh, that wasn't the right one.
Oh, you got the key though.
Well, that's good. That key leads you upstairs, and that's where I think the beast might be.
Oh.
You tell us this now.
Well, I didn't know there was something downstairs. We've been in here.
Well, that means it's locked out if it is locked behind a door.
That's true. Do you guys ever need to go through that door for any reason in your daily lives whatsoever?
Well, yeah, that's the way to go upstairs. That's actually the way out of here. If you wanted to climb to the top of the tree and get it back out into the real world,
Right.
instead of down in this dank,
Yep.
dark dungeon area.
It's a weird way to describe your home, but all right.
I approached the door and kneel. Hello. Did that beast kill your fallen brethren?
Are you a fish?
I am a salmon.
That's really weird.
Just shut
Yeah, the beast upstairs definitely killed our fallen brethren. I'm not sure what you found downstairs. That's new to us.
Well,
I have made an oath to kill this beast, and I shall.
when
Do
did
you
you
guys
make
have
that oath?
anything that could heal my meaty friend?
Yeah, there should have been some leftover food left over in the other room. And as you would know, in the Schmelda universe, eating food does heal you.
Are you referring to the days-old apples on the table?
Maybe.
I don't think apples go bad that fast.
Guess I'll go find out. Be right back.
Roll a Constitution save.
I go to consume the apples.
Yeah, and you find 5 apples lying on this table.
Nice.
And
Oh
as
yeah,
you-
yeah.
As you go to eat one, you feel better to the tune of 2 HP.
Nice.
Excellent. I eat
And
3 more of them.
yeah, and you just like, it's literally
And
like,
save one for the road.
and you just like power your way through these apples as if you could eat like as many as you needed to in like a 6-second interval.
Yeah,
and
it's extremely
you
convenient.
feel better for each apple you eat is 2 HP back to your health pool. And of course, apples very easy to tuck in your satchel for later if you need it.
I
Is there
feel
any
like a
other
new
food?
man.
Is there any other food? Yeah, there's one banana or one what would you call a thing of bananas?
Bunch.
Bunch. Thank you. There's one bunch of bananas.
I'll go over and take a bite of one of the bananas.
Yeah, and as you sort of eat that entire bunch of bananas, you feel better to the tune of 5 HP.
Oh, I only needed 2,
Nice.
but cool. Oh wait, I guess I can't because 10 of them were temporary, so I can't gain that back. So
You
I guess
cannot gain. Yeah.
Okay, well, I just ate a banana for fun then.
And you feel good. You know, it tasted delicious. So there was that. It wasn't. They weren't too brown. You know, they've only been out for a few days, 5 days or so. You know, they're sort of they're getting a little spotty, but you know, they weren't
that's not
mushy.
bad.
So that's good.
I go over to the door with the Poquito hiding. I'm like, hey, question: how did you get this fruit to be so small?
It grows that way.
What?
That's how it grows. It's just small fruit. Do you not have small fruit?
I will not ask any more questions. I will just go wait by the locked door.
Let's go, meaty friend. Let's kill things. That makes more sense.
Are you just gonna call me meaty
Yes,
friend
fourth go.
from this point forward?
Maybe, I don't know.
Okay.
To
All
the
right, so
door.
you guys head over to the locked door.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is this
You-
sorry, real quick? This alcove you keep mentioning, is that just accessible that we just haven't peeked into yet?
It is. Yeah, it's just right there next to the locked door, actually. And you notice it's like sandy in there for whatever reason. A lot of sand.
Nothing but sand in there.
Just nothing that you can see, but just a big mound of sand.
Annabelle, can I take the blower real quick?
There you go.
I would like to blow the sand into oblivion.
Okay. So
As it seems like
Begin
an
to blow.
oddly suspicious mound of sand in the middle of this room.
it's an oddly suspicious mound of sand, and you begin to blow the sand, and it sort of creates like a tornado of sand. Somehow blowing it away, but also like not keeping it in the room. It's like as if it just like goes into some sort of other dimension
Evaporates.
somewhere. Yeah, as it goes away, and you find a small chest.
Oh, Steve, do you want to? I'll give the blower back to Annabelle.
Steve pops the chest open, and inside you find what looks like, well, it's a boomerang. It's small.
And I just chuck it.
And you chuck it and it flies. And because it doesn't hit anything, comes back to your hand.
Whoa!
And that boomerang, the boomerang of disarming, it's a special item. It does a D4 damage. And it will come back to you if it doesn't hit anything.
I've got the cool sword. Does anyone want this boomerang?
Who has a free hand? Because I think that might just be you or Annabelle.
Oh.
Here you go. Hand it to Annabelle.
Hey, gang. This harp seems to be very destroyed. Can I drop it now? Or do we want to keep it?
Maybe drop it in a very open and empty space because the pieces will grow very large as soon as you drop it.
Why would it do that? That's crazy talk.
It happened already and took the roof off of the last house.
No, I don't remember that happening at all.
Hey,
How about you give the harp to me? And I offer
Okay,
my
and I
other
give him the
arm.
harp.
I will quickly go to the largest empty space that I see.
He's kind of a seaweed brain. I whisper to Aruna.
Yep. No, it's fish brain.
Aruna, you find a small window basically leading to the exterior of the tree trunk, sort of where you had come from earlier. And I imagine you're just hucking it.
Just gonna drop it. Yeah.
You just drop it.
There's a
And
window. Can we crawl out of the window?
you could, sure, but you're still sort of underground, and it doesn't really help
Oh.
you very much. If your whole goal is to get out, that is. You just sort of drop this harp out of the window, and it, just as you had imagined, grows larger and gong, 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 sort of bangs its way down to the base of the tree and sort of settles there.
50 rats emerge. Okay. I think we're all geared up and ready to take on this beast and ascend to the surface. Oh no, what happened to
Actually,
Steve?
just one moment. And I'm going to go to the water again and just... glug, 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 glug. Okay, ready to go.
As you so you remember this water is actually outside the tree, so you take a moment to glance back over there, wander back over there, and you sort of take a drink. And as you're drinking, you smell something sweet. It's like in the water itself somehow.
Hey, gang, there is something in the water, and it is sweet.
We know you throw up in it a lot.
Ha ha ha! Very funny. Okay.
Good talk.
Is it
piques your
blood?
interest. It's not blood. You would know that the sweetness isn't coming from blood. It's almost like there's something in the water, like that. It's like calling to you.
Okay, I'm gonna like crouch down and then go on my belly and then just kind of like worm my way into the water, just like very awkwardly, like splashing around. And like my head's just kind of like in it, just like looking around like for whatever is inside the water.
Yeah, and you see once your head is in the water, because you just get all sorts of crazy advantages once you're in there. You notice like there's a small little cave, probably only you could get through and get in.
Oh, sick. Okay, yeah. I'll dive in deeper and go through the cave.
Oh, now Sandman disappeared too.
Sandman hops into the water and just sort of fishes their way through this underwater cave, sort of swimming for maybe a couple minutes as they...
Should we just wait for them?
I guess so.
Pop their head out on the other side. They're in a very dimly lit cavern as they've passed through. And they see in front of them just like this interesting little fountain with this glowing creature, these wings, just one of them, sort of hovering around.
My goodness.
Okay.
I want to go back because that's what I would do, but I know that my character's really dumb. So I guess I'll just see this glowing thing and be like, and I'll just like start heading in that direction to try to like get whatever or to check it out, I guess.
Did you say beautiful underwater?
Yeah. It's very impressive.
I'm glad you caught that because I didn't.
Yeah, and as you get a little bit closer, there's no other way to describe it other than it's like a glowing ball of light with wings. And it feels like if you were able to capture it in something, like you could probably use it to great effect. Like it would make you feel good. Sort of drawing you toward it. But maybe you could put it in your bucket, actually. Might be a good way of keeping
fairy
it
in a bucket.
Okay, yeah. I was just gonna straight up just swallow it, but yeah, you're right. I'll just put it in the bucket.
You could just swallow it too. You could swallow it.
I mean, okay, yeah. I'm just gonna like kind of like just fish, just like.
Okay, and you
Very
do.
Cornelia of you.
This you start to feel imbued with like a power, and it sort of feels like it's going to stay with you for a little while. And so if you were, for instance, poisoned or deafened or killed, maybe it would bring you back. It would heal a condition.
Oh, wow.
Or it would bring you back.
I'm gonna very, very heroically like do kind of like a cool pose by like, taking my trident out and like kind of lifting into the sky and just be like doing like a cool pose for a little bit, like while I'm kind of like glowing, and then just like launch myself back towards my friends and start like swimming super, super fast and like launch out of the water. I found something, and I'm kind of like just glowing.
You found glowing powers?
Wait, what happened?
Wow, pretty.
I forgot what happened. What happened? Sorry.
Did you black out again?
Oh yeah, I found something. It was glowing and I ate it.
Wow, cool.
You feel okay?
I feel awesome.
Okay.
Wow. It's weird that you hate it, but good job.
It's weird to the normal person, but for Sandman, I think that's par for the course.
I'm Sandman.
Okay, there's a locked door over here. Oh, we found Steve again. We're all here. Great.
Hi!
Steve takes the key out and opens the locked door with a satisfying ka-chunk. It opens, leading to another pathway upstairs, a spiraling staircase, again made out of the same trunk of tree that you're in, sort of like carved into the tree itself. As you wind up this staircase, you start to.
Wait. Who's got the wind?
Me.
Yeah, Annabelle.
I just look at Annabelle like, I'd like to be blown up the staircase.
Yeah, Steve spins while also like traversing the staircase somehow. They're like spinning around, flying through the air.
Oh man.
And as you sort of like ascend, it's sort of a long staircase. It's maybe longer than I had expected. And it like more and more light starts to come in as you feel like you're reaching maybe a higher point in the tree where you might actually be able to get out into the real world. But as you get toward the top there, again, light shining through the cracks in this trunk, you find another door with what you presume is going to be salvation on the other side, some sort of hope.
And a beast! They said the beast was up here!
Yes, I will remain armed and open the door of salvation.
You open the door, and on the far side of a round room near the top of this trunk, you do see a doorway, light, outside light, shining in, green tree branches in the far distance. But right below that, slightly cloaked in shadow, you see one eye, then two eyes, then three more eyes, six eyes, a set of double fangs on either side, his mouth agape. You hear a hiss as the hair on this black animal begins to stand up, ears at attention, a tail doing its tail thing.
It's an eight-eyed cat.
And it pounces. It jumps towards you. Everyone roll initiative again, please.
How about thee?
Do better!
I don't even know what this is.
13.
17.
I got a 3.
I have 16.
Okay, Runa. 16. And we've got Annabelle with a 17. Annabelle, you are first to react as this cat-like lion giant creature compared to the size of you comes towards you. It's maybe 10 feet wide. It's probably 30 feet long in relation to your 10 inches by 30 inches, more or less. Light shining through a chasm just beyond it. Maybe if you could get outside before it mauls you to death. And it comes running at you. Annabelle, what are you doing?
I'll definitely go outside, but I guess to get larger, is that what you're saying?
You'd have to get past the cat to do it. It certainly is possible to do. You'd have to get around it, and you'd have to do a little bit of climbing, but it is possible that you could maybe escape. Yeah.
So I'm gonna take the blower and hope that it has the power to push the cat back if it's about to pounce.
Okay.
So I'll just redirect the blower, be like, oh shit.
You hold the blower aloft. You need to get within about 15 feet of the cat for you to be able to blow it. And is that what you're doing?
I was trying to think. Maybe I can hold it, and just if it gets closer to us.
Oh, so you want to like hold in action?
I'll move up like 5 feet, but then just hold it there and hold the action to stop it for if it's about to slash.
Okay, so you get basically within 15 feet of it and hold your action waiting for it to come
Get
at
closer
you.
And yeah.
Cool. Okay, perfect. I like that. Aruna, you are up next. This cat sort of snarling at you, beginning to think about charging you. What are you doing?
It's not fast enough. I charge it first.
I like it.
Oh yeah.
It's big. Do you roll an attack?
I do.
Okay.
Thank you
roll
for
an attack
asking.
for me, please. Yes.
And you definitely took that extra HP, right? I think. Should we
I don't think you
check
did.
I topped off, but I still have 15 total.
Yeah.
Oh, 2 18s. Dirty 20.
Ooh, yeah, nice. A dirty 20 definitely
Nice.
hits. Roll damage. Again, you're still, because you haven't taken like a rest or anything, you're still only limited to your one hit at this time. But go ahead and roll some damage for me, please.
6 bludgeoning.
Nice.
Yeah. You smack this cat right in the face, and a tooth falls out.
Yeah.
Oh.
1 down.
Yeah. And as you get a little closer, you can see, I mean, it's got claws that are maybe compared to you like 4 feet long. The teeth, again, maybe 3 feet long. It seems like this could tear someone the size of a Poquito person to shreds very easily if it needed to. And as you also notice around the room, there are little piles of bones laying around, perhaps of its past meals that it had. Small green hats lying about. Colorful clothes torn to shreds also lying about. It snarls at you. It's not happy.
Good.
Steve, you are up next. What are you doing?
How close is it to me?
You are within, if you needed to get to it, you could.
Okay. I mean, this sword, it does more damage than my rocks, so well, I guess it does the same if I rolled 2 4s, but I will, very enamored with my new sword, go ha ha, and I charge at it.
Okay.
Nice.
Are you running, or are you sort of like flying through the air? Are you trying to attack it from the ground or from the sky?
Well, yeah, because I guess I was like in the air and it was like quickly. So as I'm like, I will propel myself down towards it.
I like it. Roll me an attack, please.
That didn't go in my thing. 13?
A 13 just hits.
Nice.
Roll me some damage, please. D8.
5.
The cat, struck from above, its 6 eyes reorient themselves toward you as it goes for a bite attack.
I'm blowing it away. I was holding my action for once it started to attack someone. Remember?
Fair. Okay. It goes to move forward. It really hasn't moved, is the thing. You guys have sort of come to it.
Yeah, I went
That's
at
what
it.
I was thinking. But yeah, you holding your action, you begin to blow, and basically it's for every foot of movement that it has toward you, or for every 2 feet, it gets blown back 1 foot. So you've basically like halved the movement of it being able to go anywhere. So it.
Oh, but Steve went up to him and
Correct.
attacked
Yeah.
it, so it's not closer to me.
Yeah, so you've almost effectively like blown Steve more toward it, which
yeah.
may or may not help. But it does swipe with its arm, and it misses, unfortunately, because you're flying through the air.
Yeah, that's why.
Yeah, that's why. That's exactly why. Yeah. Okay. Sorry. Apologies. That's supposed to be with advantage. It hits. It has a 19.
No!
Just kidding.
So I need to read everything here. And that is a 5 points of damage for you, Steve. As it sort of claws at you, it's sort of like almost like it sort of and it gets you with its paw as it's going up. Which leaves us to the cat. The cat wants to run at you, actually. That's its whole goal. So it begins to travel, trying to run about 20 feet toward you before it launches an attack. But unfortunately, that movement halved by the fact that you're blowing continually at it. It's not really able to make much headway. It only makes it about halfway to where the rest of you guys are standing, unfortunately stopping it in its tracks. Sam, that brings us to you.
Okay.
This room maybe just large enough to hold the tapestry if you were to drop it, but that's about it. I mean, not much further.
Okay, gotcha. I'll keep holding the tapestry for now. Actually, no, because I can. I'll just keep holding it. So I'll pull my trident out, and I'm gonna I see Annabelle like using that wind, and I'm gonna go behind Annabelle and then kind of leapfrog, get my trident ready and then leapfrog over Annabelle into the wind and try to get blown as fast as I can towards the cat and try to launch myself towards it to attack it with my trident.
Love that. Okay. So you run, you sort of utilize this gust of wind that Annabelle is blowing and use it to leap through the air. Please roll me an attack.
Okay. Oh no, that's a 7. It's 7. Dang it. That
7
sucks.
does not hit. You were launched through the air. Did you throw your trident, or are you sort of trying to land on it?
I'm trying to I'm trying to launch my entire body as far as I can towards it.
You are the trident, basically. The trident is an extension of you. You've got a tapestry in one arm and a trident in the other, and you fly through the air toward this cat. Unfortunately, you land just shy of it, now very near its front paws, as it's sort of stymied when it was attempting to run toward you. That brings us back to the top. Annabelle, you were blowing gusts at this cat.
And then I just see Sandman frog leap over me and hit the ground. So I'm going to, I guess, just set my blower aside, and I'm just going to charge it with my umbrella. Be just
Okay.
Nice.
Full force, run at it, pointy end facing.
So you put the blower down, the blower stops its activation. And it does not grow larger. Shit. Hold on. Let me think about that.
No, you found it while we were large.
You found it while you were large. So it grows larger, but it stops. So now there's a giant, basically a huge stone-like pot sitting in the center of the room off to the east side of where you're at. It's taking up 10% of the room, basically. You charge toward it with your umbrella.
Yes, and I rolled a cocked 17. Is that cocked?
That's a 17 to me. Roll some damage.
I'll allow it.
A 3.
A 3. Okay.
Stab.
So you stab the creature in one of its paws, and it sort of reels with pain, which brings us to Aruna.
Okay, this thing
charged it. You're right up there.
How close am I to one of these piles of bones? Specifically, one of the piles with the hat.
Oh, I lost you a little bit there. One of the piles with what?
With a hat.
With a hat. Okay. You're close enough to get there with your movement. You might cause an opportunity of attack if you were to leave its space.
Okay. Would I be able to get back to the cat in the same turn?
Yes. Though
Great.
You are a little worried that because creatures that are already a particular size might not be affected by this, for instance, the Poquito people, it may not have quite the effect that you're intending.
But the cat came from the surface.
Cat came from the surface.
So I'm thinking Steve the Korok logic.
It's about the size
if it's a small normal size thing, I can make it smaller, or maybe, I don't know. We're gonna try it. I'm gonna leap out, attempting to dodge any attacks that are swiped at me.
Okay. You have an opportunity of attack against you. That's a 17. That hits.
It misses.
Dealing 4 damage.
Okay. 'Tis but a flesh wound. I continue my sprint. Quickly grab the hat, as a bonus action, I guess. I don't know. Sprint back to the cat and then try to use my action to reach up and place it on top.
Yeah. You're placing it on top, or are you throwing it?
Whatever I feel like I can do in this quick movement of action.
Okay.
I would like to be as careful about it as circumstances allow.
It's about 10 feet tall, but you would know that when you had placed the hat on a finger, it had the same effect as it being on their head. So I think you could use that logic.
Sure.
Yeah.
I'll put it. Try to cover a toe, a bean.
Try to cover. Okay. Unfortunately.
Oh no.
It has no effect.
Ah, darn.
But it's
very smart.
Toe bean is very fashionable now, and because it's covered one of its claws.
I have covered a single claw with my turn.
Yeah, one of the attack
so
on one of its claws will be lessened by one as you fight it.
I'm helping. That's my turn.
That brings us to you, Steve. You were sort of like right above the cat's head at this point, as you've been flying through the air. You would be able to attack it or move. Let me know what you're doing.
I guess just the sword again,
Sword again. Okay.
Why fix? Well, it is broke because I couldn't hit last time.
It's
Got
sword's
this.
a solid plan.
Got this, Steve.
18.
Nice.
18 hits. Roll me some damage, please.
8.
Wow, nice. Max damage.
I'd like to imagine that since I was like floating down at it, that I'm kind of like riding it now. Just
Nice, yeah.
Yeah, and that's like sort of exactly what you're doing. You're right above its head and you're sort of stabbing down, and you've now like not incapacitated it, but you poked out a number of eyes at this point. So it's having like a really hard time seeing and orienting itself. It goes into sort of a fury, actually, and it begins to run away. You're sort of on it, so opportunity of attacks from Steve and from Aruna as this cat begins to like run around the room. Both of you roll me an attack.
I roll an attack again.
Yeah.
Oh, I roll too.
Yeah. Everyone who's right next to it as the cat begins to run in its like frightened state, as it's now has a lot of its eyes poked out. Everyone roll an opportunity of attack who's right next to it.
12.
12. A 12 hits.
Oh,
Nice.
A 16 also hits.
Nice.
Aruna?
14.
14 also hits.
Yeah.
Oh, I rolled a 1 for damage.
Okay. So we've got 1 damage.
2 damage.
2 more damage for 5 total
More
damage.
The cat begins to run.
Wow.
Because it can't see very well. It bumps into a wall and it sort of like falls backward as you guys just lay into this thing. I mean, just
Gently.
massive compared to what you guys are, but it's just enough by 1 point of damage to fell this beast.
Oh, nice.
1 counts. We've killed the beast.
The cat
Yeah!
rolls over and
I'm gonna take one of its fangs so that I can show it to the little people. See if are the Poquitos. Was this the creature?
yeah, and as that sort of happens, almost like bells go off, indicating that the creature had been felled. 2 very small Poquito people come up from their safe hiding spot.
We have
You
done
did it. You did it. You did
I'm just
it.
like
And
jumping around with a tooth.
music starts playing, maracas start going off.
Party time.
And
Yeah.
and strangely, from out of seemingly nowhere, doors begin opening in the trunks of this tree, or in the trunk of this tree, and all these Poquito people that you didn't know were there before begin to stream back in, just joyous with the opportunity, with what has taken place here today. Their home liberated by you shining sea level heroes. Just they are so enamored with you and happy with the results of this, and they bequeath upon you all of the treasures that they still had about, which aren't very much, mostly just a bunch of apples and some bananas, as well as I don't know, a key to the kingdom, more or less.
Ceremonial key.
And of course their thanks.
You're very welcome. We're glad to help.
Yeah. Can we get out now?
Yeah, we should leave.
Yeah.
Thank you for your hospitality. We will go.
Thank you for saving us. The exit's right there.
Yep.
We will never forget you.
We're gonna head over there. Okay, bye.
Sandman might forget you.
Have fun. Sorry about all of your friends that this thing killed. Maybe you should install a security system so these guys don't get in.
You guys got bodies up there. You guys got bodies down the hall and up the shaft. Just letting you know where they are.
And they just become incredibly sad by this news.
Bye. We love you.
You go through the door of salvation, part 2.
Yeah. You climb up a very small ladder leading back to the outside world. It is roughly a 40-foot or 40-inch drop, depending on your size, for you. But
nice.
Finally, take the hat off.
In essence, you've made it out. You escaped.
I tuck the hat in my pouch and jump off the tree and float down screaming.
Yeah, nice.
Love it. And that's my tight 3-hour one-shot, guys. Thank you.
Excellent. Fantastic.
Excellent. That was so fun. Good job, everybody.
We saved half of the Poquito people.
You did.
Yeah.
From a cat,
I love
a
all
rat,
these
and
different
skeletons.
cool races. I love the little tree guy. So cute.
Yeah.
Oh man.
That
was awesome.
Yeah, thank you guys
Thanks,
for
Jason.
playing. This was fun little thing to put together. We made it through most of what I had planned for today, so I'm actually sort of impressed that we were able to get through it. There's only like a little bit that was basically avoided. So yeah,
it's always how it goes, right? With one shots.
That's always how it goes.
The dog encounter over there, we had to cut.
Yeah, we missed the dog. There was a bat. You know,
nice.
It's gonna tear you guys apart. But we had to skip that guy.
Well, that's good.
Yeah.
Going to skip.
It's I guess a good one. Good one.
Yeah, the bat fight in pitch darkness was going to be a hard one, but yeah, you know.
Are they called skis?
Yes,
skis.
They are.
What was that six-eyed cat supposed to be?
Literally, I found a photo on the internet of a cat that had 6 eyes and giant sharp teeth, and I was like, "That's a Schmelda enemy right there."
No, I love that. That was great.
Yeah. Because it can't just be a normal house cat, right? I was like, okay, well, it's obviously a house cat that's in here, but it's got to be like, because it's Schmelda or Zelda, it's got to be enhanced in some way. So 6 eyes, big, sharp, pointy teeth, and it had the stats of a lion if you were fighting a lion. So, yeah. But you guys really kicked its ass.
Yeah. I always love playing in this world, in this Jarule world. It's great.
Underneath Jarule.
Yeah.
I felt like we wasted less time than we normally do. So
yeah, we did. Yeah,
good.
that's true. The pit of time wasting did not make a comeback today, so that was good.
Yeah, you gave us another pit though.
Past Schmelda episode.
Moving right along.
But yeah, in essence, thank you guys very much for tuning in. Thank you guys for playing.
Thank you.
It's always fun to set up a little thing like this, and you guys were just excellent at it and great sports, and obviously Elias understands everything that I'm putting out, which is great. You just like you very much picked up on every like Zelda trope, and we're like, yeah, the sand.
I saw the sand. I was just like, we're running low on time, so I'm just gonna figure this out and blow the sand away.
And that was the right answer.
Hell yeah!
Yeah. And thank you guys for putting on a game. Yeah,
Zelda
thank you for having us.
Yes,
it was a fun time. Maybe sometime soon we can do one of our things over on you guys' home.
That would be fun.
channel.
I hope so. That would be very nice.
this was a nice kind of like a thing to play while we're like waiting, because like right now, you know, again, like our DM James is like just had a baby, so it's gonna be probably a few weeks. We're not sure how long it will be until our streams back up, but
A few weeks for
this
the
is
baby to
really
grow up,
fun.
yeah.
I needed this,
Yeah,
honestly.
that's
I've missed playing with you guys, so this is really fun.
Bobby gets really bad withdrawal. Oh.
I do. I get really bad D&D withdrawal.
Yeah. Ooh, maybe we
It's
could
the
have.
shakes.
I think we need Elias to DM on our stream. You guys have never had an Elias DM.
Yes,
That would be
please.
great.
Careful what
That
you
would
wish
be
for.
awesome.
Me too. All right.
All right.
Everyone enjoy their weekend.
Yeah, everyone, hopefully you get a long weekend, and I hope you guys have a lot of fun and a nice time.
All right.
Yeah, we'll hopefully get to do this again very soon. Yeah.
Yay!
Thank you
Have a great
all
weekend.
for watching. Go follow -1 Cha on things.
Yeah.
Wherever you can
Yourselves.
find us,
Yeah. The
not
TikTok
in real
landing
life.
page. Yeah, no,
probably
don't,
just on the internet.
don't do that. All right. Bye.
Bye. Have a good
So good.
weekend.
Bye, internet.